Truly tight, we got a spark to ignite. Crishaun and SkrillKill taking flight. They got guns just for the fight. We're the misfits in the light. Welcome to the Misfit Show, where ideas clash and flow. We rise above as chaos grows. In this nation we all know they are America's most dangerous. America's most dangerous. America's most dangerous. The crudest, the rudest, the meanest, the most dangerous.
Misfit Nation on the air, America's most dangerous there. Misfit Nation.
Live, pal.
What are we gonna do?
Told you. We're gonna hang out, watch a movie,
It is the Misfit Nation.
gonna take some pictures.
Welcome to the show.
Let's get a cock drop. Another cock drop in the comment box. Cock drop. Let's go.
If you want to support the Misfit Nation, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/misfitnation.
MisfitNation.com.
We all know they're very dangerous. We must get ready for them.
The Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation.
The Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation.
The Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation.
Misfit Nation.
Man, these people took my kids from me, then they closed my bank account. I got so much anger in me, got no way to take it out. Think I'm stuck in the matrix. Where the fuck's my nitrate? Yes, I am a cook. I like when people fuck on my
Huh?
The shit that I'm posting on Twitter, they telling me, hey, don't say that. Now niggas can't see me in public, I'm driving the Alcon Maybach.
I always love the Motown remixes.
Hey.
With all of the money and fame, I still don't get to see my
Children.
They can see my Twitter, but they don't see how I be feeling.
Feeling.
So I became a Nazi, yeah,
Bitch, I'm a feeling.
That's the new A minor. Nigga, hi Hitler.
Hey.
They don't understand the
Well, say on Twitter.
Nigga, hi Hitler.
They don't understand the things I say on Twitter. All my niggas Nazis. Nigga,
Hi, Hitler. Yo, that's fucking crazy. Yo, I'm telling you. I've still got a problem with this whole cousin dick sucking thing. I had to put that in a box, tie it up, throw it in the ocean type shit, you know? But that aside, Kanye, man, like, god damn it. It's a nasty song, like, because it's Hitler. It's like, whatever. I know that Hitler's a bad guy. They're trying to make it seem like he wasn't as bad as he would know. He's a bad guy. But the song is fucking great.
Why is it great? Like, to you. And by the way, that wasn't the real version. So for anybody that doesn't know,
I mean, to me, it's layered. On the surface, I think it's just funny. It's funny to see everybody like fucking go crazy. Oh my God, he's saying hi Hitler, when you just look at the rap songs today and come on. I mean, they're destroying the community with the songs like Sexy Red, all of these fucking artists out there that are destroying the black community with their music. But Hi Hitler is the one where people was like, oh no, you can't say that. You can't say that. You can put that on DSPs. It's like
that's a fair point. I can't argue with that.
It's like, what the fuck?
And I gotta say, as a fellow provocateur, you really can't, like, as far as like hip hop, you really can't go like any more shocking than that. Like, it's pretty much that's it.
That's it.
We've scraped the bottom of the barrel. There's no more shock value in hip hop anymore.
I don't even think Kanye's serious. I do think he has problems with the Jewish people in his life, but I don't think he hates.
You don't think he actually loves Hitler? I think he does, I think he does hate Jews. I'm not even gonna.
I don't think. No. Like I said,
because he's obsessed at this point. There's a difference between like being critical or even cynical. That's cool, but when you're like obsessed with something and it's always like negative, there's like, all right, I think that's fair to call that hatred.
Well, notice I said the Jews. He has a problem with the Jews in his life, right? I don't think he has a problem with like all Jewish people. I think the Jews in his life have constantly tried to hamper him at every direction, including throwing him in a conservatorship, which would have taken away all the free will that he had. So I get the point of his anger. You know what I mean? So I can't.
But are they all
really fall from
Jews that was around him? But it was all Jews.
I think it's your Jews, right? It's the false Jews, not the actual Jews.
Wait, why do you call them my Jews?
Because to me,
I'm not Pharaoh.
To me, you coined the phrase. What did you call it?
Oh, where it's the progressive Jews. Yeah. I don't remember what the real term is again.
You called it something else, but those aren't really.
It's like positive Christians.
Yeah, they're not really Jewish people.
Yeah.
Like they call themselves Jewish, like they call themselves Jews, but they don't actually practice the religion.
Ethnic Jews? I don't know.
Yeah. So they're Hollywood Jews. So I don't even think, you know what I mean? Like we already know what they're capable of. So I'm just saying the song itself is just a reflection of the hypocrisy that it involves in the music. Because if you changed Hi Hitler to Hail Satan, it would have been the biggest song in the world. They would have loved it. The biggest song in the world.
I don't know about that.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It
would have blown up.
Like for instance, did Lil Nas X's Satan worshiping song really go anywhere other than like the immediate shock value?
That's a good point.
I don't even think anybody listens to that fucking song.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it would have been. I don't think it would have been looked at as harshly, which is sad.
I think the part that gets me with the hailing Hitler thing is it's basically worshiping a man. They're worshiping a man.
Okay, that's another fair point.
Then it's that weird thing of like, is it like the opposite? They're doing the opposite, where it's like, unless you say Hitler is bad, then that means you're bad too,
then that
right?
means you're bad too. Yeah.
They're doing the opposite. Unless you say Hitler is good, then you're bad.
Then you're bad. Yeah.
It's like a weird thing now that's going on.
Yeah, that's a
where
thing.
It's like, isn't the point of the whole thing of like people being sensitive about Hitler is that they were just killing the conversation, right? The conversation is, okay, explain why Hitler is bad. You know what I mean? Or if you think he's good, explain why he's good. My thing is that it's just humans they have more nuance to them. It's not necessarily, I don't even think you can call a human good or bad. Okay. Like as evil as Hitler is, it's the same thing that Jesse talks about. Like we can all be that evil we're capable
all have
of
the
that.
Capabilities to be a Hitler.
Yes. So that's how you kind of, but you can't kill the conversation either way in order to have that, like, you know, arrive at that point of like, we all have that evil nature in us. It's just some of us do it and some of us don't. We could have all been, you know, Jeffrey Dahmer or something like that.
Yeah, 100%.
It's just the circumstances.
It's human nature.
Yeah. So it's like, so I get that in the whole conversation about Hitler, but it's weird to like try to say he was good and then go, well, he got rid of the LGBTQ. That's literally the only thing they have.
Yeah.
To be honest. And it's like,
which, you know, the ideology, getting rid of the ideology is one thing, but killing them because of the ideology is another. Like I would never stand for something like that. You know what I mean? So I don't think you should be killed because you think something. We should try to educate you.
Yeah. Maybe killed for doing specific things.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
of course.
That's different. Action.
And I also don't like how they try to erase, the things that he did. Like they try to minimize, all the like Myron likes to say this thing where it's like the concentration camps weren't really concentration camps. They died from diseases, not from gassing. It's like, okay, so if they died from diseases, why were they there? Like the end result doesn't really matter. Like how they ended up dying doesn't really matter. They still brought them to the camps and they died there. You know what I mean?
And that's not even like a fair. I guess like it's not fair to like say that like the context of dying from diseases in war period. That's where most casualties come from, is like famine and diseases and like stuff like that, because you can't treat them in a war zone the same way. You know what I mean? And people get sick in those conditions.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like, and let me take that back. I don't know if it's most people that die, but a large percentage of people,
probably non-combatants,
specifically in the old wars that we're talking about.
Yeah,
a lot of World War II and all that shit. A lot of people died from diseases and famine because dictators were starving their own people.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. The whole thing of like, here's where I think it's starting to go with the people who are anti-Jewish. Like, did you see that story where the kid in one of Dave Portnoy's restaurants, he wrote there's a thing that you could write when you order something. I don't know what the exact
I did say it's like it's bottle service. Yeah,
bottle service, and you can write anything on the thing when they bring it to you. So he wrote on his "fuck the Jews," and then posted it on his own social media, and it went viral, right? The thing that I think, because then Jews came out and, had their whole thing about it, which, of course, some of them went way overboard with the whole thing on that. But point is this, right? If you're going out and you're saying, fuck this group of people, what I'm starting to feel like from that side is that they want to be able to go out and say fuck the Jews without accepting that the Jews can say, well, fuck you back.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Yes. And that's free speech. You're allowed to critique each other.
Absolutely.
But it's almost like when a Jew does come out and even critique it, it's all of a sudden, oh, you're a Zionist for Israel. And it's like, no, you can take critiques just like the Jews can take critiques.
Absolutely. Nobody's above reproach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you say fuck the Jews, they could say fuck you back. And if your problem is that, oh well, they can fire me from my job because they run my job, it's like, well, then your argument is based on power, on who has the power. And then it gets back to the same argument we had about white supremacy.
Yeah.
Like,
who are you blaming for your shortcomings?
Exactly.
If that's the case, get another job.
Or start your own business. Yeah. Or like, I don't know. Show us at least that you're being discriminated against. And you can't really make that argument when you publicly said, fuck the Jews.
Yeah, that argument's kind of out the window if you say that. Yeah, like I can't ever expect a Muslim to hire me for anything based off the shit that I've said. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
get it.
But exactly. But my thing is, like, I'm not gonna get pissed off if a Muslim like goes, oh well, fuck the Misfit Nation.
So
yeah, I expect you.
I get it.
I expect you to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. I get it.
Even though we never even said fuck the Muslims. I always specifically say it's Islam. That's my problem.
Your barbaric religion. That's all.
It's the religion that they follow. So I don't know. It's just I feel like neither side can really take criticism. Both sides are sensitive. The side that pisses me off more though is the anti-Jews, because they claim to be the non-sensitive ones.
Right.
They're being the hypocrites.
Yep. They're calling people snowflakes while being a snowflake.
It's like, then you just have to be able to take what comes to you. I'm not saying you should take violence or take anything like that, but I don't know. Any of them can show me, like, you know, Myron, Nick Fuentes, Candace. Has any of them experienced violence from Jews? I don't really hear that story.
But the pushback to that would be, well, no, we've experienced financial harm because of the things that we've said. So our channels were demonetized and we lost ads and brand revenue because of XYZ, which, you know, is a legitimate gripe. But again, it doesn't mean you can't say it. You can still say it. But the people that you deal with don't have to deal with you anymore. It's their choice too. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to deal with you if they chose not to deal with you because of what you said. But they didn't take your right to say it. You still said it.
It depends. It definitely does depend on, like, it's just like demonetization, right? Either you're going to stand on it and actually say the words that you're not supposed to and just take the hit. Mm-hmm. Or you're going to complain about it. And that's the two routes people have pretty much taken.
And censor yourself.
Yeah. Well, they'll read a story and go, this woman was R-worded.
Unalived.
Somebody said that to me in real life.
No.
They go,
get the fuck out of here.
They go, this person, that girl, she was R-worded. And I go, she's retarded? They go, you can't say.
Oh, man.
I was like, well, it's confusing. Say the fucking word. We know we're grown-ups.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in real life though, like, come on.
I swear to God.
God damn, get off of social media, my boy. That's crazy.
Like, what are you gonna get demonetized in real life?
We're gonna dock your pay because you said raped in fucking work. It's crazy.
I think that's another thing though, is there's a lot of these people, and I get it, the whole thing of social media is the public square now and all that, right? But a lot of these people, I think they really do live online, and they don't actually, like, they'll say all this stuff online. They're keyboard warriors. They'll say all this stuff about race online, but in real life they're docile and they stay to themselves and they pretend. And that's what actually eats them alive, is that they are bitching out on a daily basis.
It's all those fuckers with the cartoon profile pictures.
Yeah.
It's all those
no skin in the game.
You're hiding behind fucking mask. I remember I tweeted that and some fucker posted my picture because I have a picture of me in a Killmonger mask. And I think his caption was something like, "Oh, well, you're wearing a mask too." I was like, "Bitch, if you look at my banner, my face is right there, motherfucker. Like, I'm branded in this shit. It's SkrillKill, bitch."
Yeah, like, you're not exposing anything.
Yeah,
here.
like you're crazy as fuck. But that's how these people who are chronically online think that they have some sort of power because they can get 100 retweets in an hour. It's like, okay, all I have to do to release your power is log the fuck off. Like, what are we talking about? It's crazy. I don't know.
Like, look, and again, I'm not gonna, you know, I guess it is kind of belittling the point. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it?
That, yeah, because it's almost like the thing of, sure, they can ban me online, right? But I could still go out in the street and say whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? Like, now, if I live in, you know, LA, that might be different. You know? Like, so I think that's another thing. A lot of these people live in super liberal cities that have completely fucking actually put it into, like, real life.
We do enjoy the comforts of being in a red state, and we can never take that for granted.
Yeah, I don't. I don't at all.
Yeah, because you take a look at some of these places, or Oregon. Oh my God, like, you can. It's so fucking backwards back there. Like, you have a homeowner who's literally videotaping in his street, complaining about how there's drug paraphernalia in plain sight, and then you have a crackhead that comes out of a trailer that's in the middle of the road, just screaming at this actual homeowner, like, "Why are you making so much noise? I'm trying to sleep." It's like, you bum. It's 1 p.m. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know.
But it's all right. Let me give like practical advice, right? Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just got to learn how to fuck with people. So at a job I was working a few years ago during I think this was first Trump.
Okay.
They came, and because, you know, at certain jobs you got to wear a name tag. They came and they were like, "Oh, the new thing is we're all gonna put our pronouns on our name tags."
Man.
So everybody was like, some people were like, man, it's gay. I'm not doing that. And then you see them the next week with the fucking he, him.
Insane.
On his name tag, right? So they came to me because I didn't do it. You have to fill out what your pronouns are.
Mm-hmm.
They came to me. Oh, you didn't do the thing. And I go, honestly, it's against my sexuality to put. It's like offensive to my sexuality to put my pronouns.
You played the game
on it. Yeah. So they have that moment of like, I don't know how to approach this from a corporate standpoint.
You can't.
Because now I'm gonna discriminate. What if he's gay? That's what they're thinking now. Like, oh shit, this is a liability if I force him to put the thing on the name tag. Never had to do. Never heard about it again.
Simple.
Fuck off. Suck my dick. Suck my fucking cisgendered cock. My he him fucking cock.
My he him schlong.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. You got to learn how to play those games.
Mm-hmm.
I got in trouble one time at a job for saying the N-word. And then I just played the race card.
Hey, I'm black.
I just said I have black relatives, ancestors. I didn't even go into the details of it. And then in that moment, I realized, like, okay, like a lot of people think I'm white, but I could just say that I'm black. It's that frivolous.
Yep. It's nothing. It means nothing.
Corporate didn't know how to touch it.
Because how do you? Because now they would
Wait,
look
were you
crazy.
gonna tell a black man how to talk?
No, they would look crazy if they were like, okay, we'll prove it.
Well, I go, well, he said the same word to me. Because it was a conversation where we were both saying nigga.
So somebody else overheard it?
And no, a black guy, I'm sorry to get into the details, but a black guy, I was talking to him and we were talking about hip hop and stuff, and I said the word, but a white girl walked by. So he was like, oh, that's not a good look. He was real woke.
Here we go.
It's not a good look. So he went and told them that I said the N-word. So they thought it was nigger.
He didn't even say the word.
I explained to them that it wasn't with the hard ER. I was like,
explanation.
I was like, but if you're gonna get me in trouble for it, then he has to get written up for it too, because he said it.
Right.
Because the problem is the word being said at the workplace. It's not now it's not a racial thing anymore. So after that, they're like, oh, yeah, it's kind of. They didn't know how to deal with it. That's all you have to do. These people are fucking idiots. Throw a monkey wrench into the fucking plan. Make them go, wait a minute, I don't know how to approach this.
Yeah, I can't touch that.
Because at the end of the day, even though they're liberal douchebags, they're still trying to keep their jobs.
Yep, everybody's still trying to get paid.
Everybody's still trying to keep their job, go home at the end of the day. No liabilities. And they're going to look at that and go, not my fight today. Not my fight. I don't know how to deal with this.
Yeah. I'm not gonna have to go on a Zoom meeting later and talk about this shit. I'm good. All right. Well,
yeah.
Listen, let's we were rambling.
Yeah,
let's
sorry.
Get into it.
Just trying to give a little advice to the people. So it eases your anger if you feel the way that a lot of these people feel.
Absolutely.
Get it out in real life and then you'll feel better.
Just to wrap it up, Hitler's still a bad guy. Jews are not above criticism, but neither are the people criticizing Jews.
Say Hitler was all right.
What do you mean by that?
He was a good planner. I'm trying to find things nice to say about him.
He was a horrible planner. Kidding
yeah,
me?
you're right. He was.
What the fuck?
He was a methed up fucking junkie that had too much power.
They're never gonna go. They're never gonna go there. Why would they do that? I'm gonna put my soldiers over here.
You're right.
Actually, my bad. I got that fucked up. He wasn't even D-Day. He wasn't even doing shit. He was sleeping on D-Day. That's how inept of a leader he was.
You could even tell how shitty of a planner he was by his paintings. You could tell he didn't have any like strategy.
Yo, you always going at that nigga paintings, man.
He sucked.
Well,
they didn't even make sense half of the time.
The house was all right.
It was like the pictures of the moon. It like shadows going in every direction.
It was like a chateau.
Like a shitto. Fucking didn't even like the structure of the building didn't make sense.
I firmly believe if somebody had just complimented his painting once, never would have happened.
I bet you if you were to
never would have happened.
If you were to ask Hitler, dig him up and resurrect him and go, what was really your problem? He would go, Those damn Jews, they rejected my paintings.
They rejected my paintings. Yes.
That would be the spark.
That's the spark.
I bet you a Jew was like, "This is shit."
He was right though, but still.
and that Jew, what he must have thought when he said to Hitler, "You need to get into something else." Boy, he was fucking.
He was on the money actually. He was like, all right, well, fuck it. Maybe I'm just gonna get into politics.
Exactly.
Holy fuck.
And even in that, he sucked at first, because he was like literally getting like fucking carried out of goddamn halls for screaming and rambling.
But eventually, he was able to capture the hearts and the mind of the German people. And that's because they were feeling the pressure of a bad economy.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
And he was able to turn the focus on the Jews.
Yeah.
And we'll
give you a problem. And that's
but he took that from the Soviets, because the Soviets did that.
Absolutely.
They actually used the same exact ploy to install communism. Sorry, you were going to say something.
I forgot, but it's I don't even think it was relevant. So yeah. But yeah, so let's move on. Let's talk about, speaking of Hitler, huh? Let's talk about our Hitler. Shout out to Trump.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck it, I'm leaning into it, man, because if this is our Hitler, he's doing a bang up fucking job. Jesus Christ.
Well, yeah, Trump actually did what everybody said was going to be the impossible, and fucking secured a trade deal with China.
Bro. Massive. Bigly.
Hold on.
China.
Was it worth the wait?
Definitely worth the wait.
Yeah, so do you know the details? I got them up here on the screen.
The China one is the biggest one, but I kind of wanted to do a rundown of everything he was able to accomplish in less than 200 days. So
go ahead.
Inflation lowest in over 4 years. Gas down for the third month in a row. Egg prices down 12% in a month. Trade deals, like the one we're going to talk about, begin to take shape. Markets up still. What is that, like 12 days in a row? This one was really great. India, Pakistan reached ceasefire. These motherfuckers were about to fucking kill each other.
That's a good thing.
A couple days ago. That's crazy.
So he secured that?
Yeah.
Like he
That's a ceasefire.
brokered it or something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Jesus Christ.
Ceasefire.
This guy's
Hold on.
working.
The man's not done. Putin and Zelensky meeting this week.
You're kidding me.
No. Come on, man.
That's right.
Are you tired of winning yet? Wait. And then the coup de grace, the last remaining American hostage freed from Gaza, alive.
Amazing.
Come on, man.
Ooh, chavo.
Come on, man. This is what we voted for. Let's get it. I'm ball washing right now. I don't care.
I have another one that you didn't even mention. He's actually starting to either like work on a plan or like figure out something about reducing heavily Section 8 and the the welfare state, which that all kind of goes into, but the fucking drain on our economy. I think they're talking more about limiting it more to people that like veterans, people like that.
But they're also planning on making like a 2-year plan. So like other people you can't just stay on it forever. You have to do something.
And disabled people are another one that they're talking about. Not like we're talking about who they're not changing it for, who like actually the Section 8 is going to be for. Now the people that are like able-bodied, they're going to be on that thing of you have to be off of it by X amount of time. I don't think that's Section 8 though, because Section 8 is actually housing.
Yeah.
So that's more going to be geared towards veterans, homeless veterans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the idea of like more bringing it to like if you're able-bodied, you're fucking, obviously young enough, you can go out get a job, then get a job. But we may give you a little assistance before, like to get you on your feet. So yeah, that's another big thing that Trump is either considering or he's working on, like some kind of thing.
$1 trillion promised from that happened today. Saudi Arabia, $1 trillion. Come on, man.
Didn't Qatar just give him like a fucking $500 million plane or something?
Mm-hmm.
Which they're saying is he's not allowed to accept it.
It's kind of the rules are you're not really supposed to accept a gift like that, but fuck it, it's Trump. Yeah, it's like who gonna give me a plane? Like, come on, man.
It's King Trump.
It's a plane. I'm gonna take the plane. He the funniest quote he said about this golfer. He said this. Trump said this golfer. There's this golfer, and he said when you have a putt, when you get a putt, you just you take your ball, you say thank you for your putt, and you walk off. So you just take the putt. Always take the putt. So I mean, yeah. I mean, but the rules state that you're not supposed to take it. So I get it. I get why the people are mad, but whatever.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I don't trust it. I don't trust the fucking Middle Eastern country to give us a
Definitely
plane, aeroplane.
Definitely got to inspect that plane a couple times. 100%.
We're gonna have to tear out the computer in that motherfucker and
replace the black box for sure.
Let's just shell that bitch out. Well, I think the biggest one, because everybody was saying it's not gonna happen, and honestly, I thought this was gonna be like years into the future. But China,
they folded quick as fuck.
Boy, did they.
They had to.
What happened to the whole thing of the big risk? And this is coming from even right wingers. We're really worried that China is about to corner the market, and everybody that Trump is kind of alienated with these tariffs. They're all gonna get behind China as the superpower.
Mm-hmm.
And a week later, no. We were wrong.
Yeah,
we were panicking assholes.
It was because America came by and put our dick on the table. The fuck you mean? Yeah.
Dick and balls.
Yeah,
balls too dropped.
Interestingly enough, I learned yesterday that the Panama Canal, which was under threat of Chinese control, is now completely under American control. Completely,
as it should be. We built it.
As it should be. Yes. So
we built it, and then fucking Jimmy Carter gave it to the Panamanians.
Yeah.
And then they fucking just sold it to the Chinese. And we're like, that's what you do with something we give you?
Exactly.
We
just
built
squander it.
Yeah. Treat it like it's a fucking flea market.
Yes, but before we get into the story, so for context, Trump put 110, was it 150? No, I think it was 115 tariff on China.
Yes, 115%
on China. And now we have news today that China has agreed to reciprocal tariffs, lowering them by 110%.
And which is crazy, because I didn't even think they were going to come to that. Like, how did he do that?
It's the fucking pressure, bro. They couldn't. We have the money. You know what I mean?
We have enough. Yeah, reserves.
Who the fuck is going to buy from you? England, Scotland, fucking Ireland. Who's gonna buy from you, bro?
Not only that, it's like, you don't think we could hold out. We just found, how much was it? 150 billion
of just savings,
just money that was getting wasted. We're just gonna pull all that back.
Yeah, nah, we had too many cards for them to play with us. Now they tried to do the whole propaganda thing, but when their workers, and you know how hard it is to get actual truth out of China, but there's videos of their workers lining up on strike. The factories were getting shut down. Temu, which was one of their biggest shippers, had to stop doing business with them because the tariffs were too high. It was costing them too much.
And that's exactly what Trump's whole thing was that, like, we're just going to have to chill out for a second. We may pay a little bit higher. And that's what we said going into this when we were, and we're not, again, just make it clear, we're not economists. I know shit about the economy. I just know common sense of how business works.
Right.
So yeah, the whole thing was we were just going to have to tighten up for a minute. And it's actually going through way quicker than I even expected. I thought at least a year or two. But let's see what they actually agreed to here.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, the United States issued the first joint statement on trade in many years with China after successful negotiation over the weekend in Geneva, Switzerland. Both parties affirmed the importance of the critical bilateral economic and trade relationship between both countries and the global economy. For too long, unfair trade practices and America's massive trade deficit with China have fueled the offshoring of American jobs and the decline of our manufacturing sector. In reaching an agreement, the United States and China will each lower tariffs by 115% while retaining an additional 10% tariff. Other U.S. measures will remain in place. Both sides will take these actions by May 14th, 2025. This trade deal is a win for the United States, demonstrating President Trump's unparalleled expertise in securing deals that benefit the American people. Boom.
Win.
Oh my
W.
God, bro.
And that's starting tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Immediately.
ASAP.
Expeditiously.
Post haste. The fuck you mean? Yo, that's great. This is the best president we've ever had in our life.
Art of the deal, bro.
It's crazy.
How you feeling about that third term now, huh? Still want to go down that road?
Hey, listen, I'm not opposed to it. We got a long 4 years. He's got 4 years to fuck it up. We don't know.
Fair point.
We don't know. But unlike liberals, we're content in what we voted for because we're seeing it in action. You know, normally we put somebody in. We put Obama in office. How much promises did he make us, and how much promises did he keep?
Like, and then you got to also be clear. How many like clear and concise promises did they ever make to us? Not even just Obama. All
not
of them.
just vague innuendos of what you want to do.
Yeah, we're gonna fix cancer. What?
What the fuck does that mean? Yeah,
you're gonna fix cancer. All right.
Yeah, this is great. And it's also gonna open up more opportunities for American companies to do better because we really don't need the shitty shit from China. Like we don't.
Yeah. I mean, but also, I'll be honest. We need to. 'Cause I just recently bought a car. Right? Mm-hmm. And the problem is because I wanted to buy American. I actually wanted to go American.
It's bad though.
Problem is like at least affordable ones in my price range. It's like these are great. They're great, but if you're driving long distances, then it's like so what?
So I can't go long distances in a new car.
I gotta drive like to the gas station and back. That's it. And I'm like, it's not gonna work for me. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Shit gonna stall out in 5 years. Looks great though.
The transmission starts falling apart or something. Like America needs to start manufacturing more quality products.
Yeah. Now I do think Tesla is a quality product. It is American made. Enough. Only problem is it's electric, and I refuse. Right? I'd get the Cybertruck, but because I think that's cool. But outside of that, I wouldn't get a Tesla. Because it is an electric vehicle. That's something I would get, like, that would be like my third car.
Well, that's where we get into the whole, like, maybe the entire, like, machine that we're talking about here. Maybe that's what Trump has always been talking about, where we're getting fucked over in the market. And that's why American cars or American-made cars aren't as reliable as other countries.
Right.
It's because they're giving us the shitty quality fucking material or something. I don't know. Or maybe we need to manufacture that material here if we can.
Yeah, the problem is the price. It would technically cost more over here because of everything that we have going on over here. So the reason that it's made in other places is because of the less of the regulations. So maybe he needs to drop more regulations on manufacturing.
I don't know. Or maybe it's the market has to play out where it becomes, okay, now we have some good competition with everything. Whatever. Fucking computers even. American-made computers.
Right.
Where now it may take like fucking 10 years, but eventually a really great American computer product will come out because through the competition of the free market, which is how it used to be done.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Listen, man.
We need innovators again.
Yeah. maybe this will foster that. You know,
We need white people to go back to being inventors
instead of victims. You're right.
instead of or living off the laurels of their ancestors' inventions. Invent your own your new stuff now.
True.
I'm sure there probably are, but Elon, he's white, right? No, he's black. He's African.
Yeah, he's African.
He's a dirty nigger. Sorry, go ahead.
Yo, don't forget to follow us on Rumble because obviously we won't be on this channel for much long.
Yes, we're the Misfit Nation, where the a white guy saying the N-word is an aside. It's not even a main point.
That's just another Tuesday.
It's a quick aside.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What was the last thing you said before you said?
Elon's a dirty nigger.
Oh yeah. All right. So why did you bring up Elon? That's why. Why did you bring
innovation?
Up Elon? Yeah, I think there are people in America that try to do that. But another thing with this Chinese deal, it's not the only. Not only does it start with the tariffs, I also think that they need to stop stealing our IP, because that's another thing. You know.
Yes, that's
because they have our IP. The innovators over here get fucked, because then Chinese will just make whatever they make much cheaper.
Yeah, they just steal it.
Yeah. So the
Good point.
IP theft needs to stop. And now we're talking. Now we're getting down to brass tacks here, China. Now we can have some cohesion. Maybe you stop threatening us with rockets, and you can just stay over there in your communist bubble. Also, Trump said this today, that he wants to stay out of everybody's business, which I love that as well. He was like, hey, why would we come over to Saudi Arabia and tell these women that they don't need to cover up their heads? They want to cover up their heads.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Sure.
That's how you want to live. Hey.
Honestly, that's the one thing, and you can look at my record. That's the one thing I've never really gone at the Muslims about.
Yeah.
Is that they like their women to be modest.
They got it right in that.
I think they go a little overboard with the fucking bed sheets and beekeeper outfits, but I feel it though. I'm like, yeah.
The modesty, I get it.
Yeah, be modest. Jesus.
That might be a little too modest.
It's fucking whores that we have over here.
You can drive, ladies. It's okay. You can drive.
Yeah.
That's a little too modest. That's what I'm saying.
Voting off the table.
Oof.
Driving's a maybe with me, but most women don't even like driving.
Fair point.
Yeah. So, I think they'd give that one up.
If they could.
If they could.
They never have to drive again.
No need for work, no need for drive. That's what I say.
Now you're talking.
I'll bring you everything. Huh?
Chris, you're so controlling. Oh my god.
You
It's
have
not
to be.
controlling.
You have to be.
I don't think that's controlling. It's called protection. Don't you want a protector and a provider?
I'm fine with calling it controlling, because women, under their own volition, always bring themselves to fucking destruction. I don't know why.
They bring themselves to heal. It's in their nature. They're the one that bit the fruit first.
Until women can decide where they want to eat, they don't get to decide anything else. That'll keep them busy for another fucking 100 years.
See, all you got to do, because that's easy. All you got to do is ask her. You don't even ask her anything. You just say, "Hey, guess where I'm going to take you." The first thing she says, "You got it, babe."
I learned that. I was like really hungry one day, and I had that. It literally went like 2 rounds. I go, "Where do you want to eat?" She goes, "I don't know. Where do you want to eat?" I go, "Just make a choice." She goes, I don't know. I go, "All right, we're going here." And I saw it in her eyes. Her pussy got wet. She was like, "I like that. He told me what to do."
He told me where we're going.
It felt so natural to her that.
Yeah, you let her.
Yeah, I literally just, we're going here. Fuck it.
Clubbed her over the head.
I don't care even if you go against it now. We're going there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's it's a natural thing. Oh wait, speaking of computers, did you see this video that went viral?
Computers Putin?
No. Oh wait, are we done with the?
Oh yeah. I think I'm I'm good on
I'm trumped out.
Yeah, I'm trumped out right now. Yeah. I think we got it all out. Just know, still winning.
Absolutely.
Still winning.
And again, Trump was absolutely right when he called you fucking weak Republicans panicans. Merely 2 weeks ago, where you were saying he's going to destroy everything. He's going to destroy the economy and lead China to being the new superpower. What the fuck kind of fantasy world were they living in?
I don't know. They act like we still don't have the dominant superpower. Did you know that our fucking Air Force is the #1 Air Force in the world? What's the second Air Force what's the second best Air Force in the world?
If I were to guess, I would say the UK.
The Navy. So the first best Air Force in the world is the Air Force, the United States Air Force.
And then a different branch of the government is the second best in the world?
Yo,
holy
we got
shit.
Fuck you military, nigga. What is you talking about, bro? You can't fuck with us. This is the United States of America. Know your fucking place.
We have so much restraint.
Absolutely.
We don't get enough credit for the restraint that Americans have.
Yeah, they just look at us as violent. It's like, I don't think you really know.
You don't know what we could do.
I don't think you really you don't really understand.
But that's the thing that I think, just to bring it real, because we're about to go back into a race thing real quick, but that's a thing that I think with white people nowadays. I think white people need to sort of get that back a little bit. They need to get their, I don't want to use the word savagery, but they need to get their toughness back.
Get their balls back.
Get their balls back, yeah. Like, it's just too much of this, like, being a victim. You're fine with that. You're not protecting anything. You don't even know how to protect it. You're making arguments of why you don't protect your fucking family.
You remember in 2020 when they were bowing down and kneeling, kissing feet, and
yeah, well, that's that's liberals.
But still, that's a part. Now, I don't want you to separate them anymore because that's white people's responsibility. Like, I feel like sensible black people, our responsibility is to try to fix what the fuck is going on with the crazy black people. And the same thing with the white people. They need to fucking talk to their liberal fellow white people and say, hey, you're fucking shit up.
See, that's where you're right, logically.
I hear you.
Based on and I would use that and I have used that in a debating as a debating tactic with the super white identifiers. And you're right. That's when, because I'll ask them. I'll go, well, what is whiteness to you? And they bring it to genetics. And I go, okay, if it's genetics and there's white people genetically, you're talking like Norwegians or some shit. Mm-hmm. Then explain why there's so many white liberals. Because now because it's genetics. It's not about ideology. Explain that then. Explain why there's so many retarded white people.
Can't explain it unless you attribute it to ideology.
It's all ideology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even the white-black thing is an ideology. So it's like I said a long time ago, the only way to win the race game is to not play. It's the only way. Option C.
Yeah, I'm going to sit this one out. Y'all have fun with that.
Yeah. You either pick white, A, white, B, black, or option C. Go fuck yourself.
There you go.
I'm just going to live my life.
As it should be.
So much better.
As it should be, yeah.
This African guy. This is an old video, but it's circular. It looks old anyway.
It does. It's like fucking 80s.
Definitely. 70s, late 70s,
He's
80s.
got the perfect afro. This brother is shining.
Does look a little green screen though.
Nah, that's the effect of the afro. That's how perfect it is.
It doesn't even look real.
Yeah, it doesn't even look real.
Had to be chroma keyed out. He makes a really insane fucking claim.
Okay.
That should I say it?
Nah.
I'm not even gonna say it. You're right.
Say it.
The conversation, it starts as the African drum. He's talking about the African drum.
Okay.
Like you go into the African drum language, which just white boys stole it and called it the Morse code. They took that same pulsation and rhythm, and now they call it the telephone. They took the same pulsation and rhythm, and now they call it a computer, which is nothing but an African drum. But if you don't attach people to the computer, you don't see it.
Stop saying that like he's making a point whatsoever.
Nah, this nigga did not just equate all of that to the African drum.
Computers are the African drum because that derives from Morse code, he said?
Yeah, he said the Morse code that white people stole and co-opted was the African drum.
Which doesn't even make sense because Morse code isn't a rhythm.
I mean, it is a rhythm, but it's not a musical rhythm. It's a rhythm that you can read.
I wouldn't even say it's a rhythm.
Yeah,
a rhythm is like it's. Look up the definition of rhythm.
Okay.
Morse code is like beep 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 beep.
Okay, I guess that would be considered a metronome, maybe.
No, a metronome is like on a beat. It's on a rhythm.
So that's on a rhythm.
There's a BPM to it.
I don't know what you would call that. If it's not a,
I think this is what he's trying to say is that because my first question, how is Morse code connected? Because he goes, the Morse code is connected to the telephone, right?
Yeah.
How does that even make sense?
Well, he's trying to say the evolution of the technology. So he's saying originally it came from the African drum. They derived Morse code from that, and then from Morse code they figured out the telephone wires. And then from the telephone wires, they figured out the computers.
He does realize this is 4 different pieces of technology.
No, he's saying that the root of it, and that's what I'm saying. Like all of these people think that the root is what comes, like it's all on this big family tree. When these things have absolutely nothing to do with each other, it's just I don't know.
It doesn't even It doesn't even make sense.
It doesn't.
It's not even the root, because
that's what he's saying.
He's trying to make an argument that it's like the African drum is the root of communication,
right? Which,
okay, if you're talking about like rhythm in terms of like music, maybe it's and I don't even know that.
Well,
like
humans have been able to do that. It's not just, you think Africans were the only people to be able to make a music and that be communication at the same time?
I guarantee you there were fucking cavemen. It was the first fucking instrument ever invented.
With some sort of communicate, like a warning.
Yeah, he hit a fucking thing. Yeah, war drums even.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit something with a fucking stick and he was like, "Oh, make sound." And he was like, "Oh," and he did it like 4 times in a row. And that's rhythm.
Yeah, that was a reach. Jesus.
So rhythm and the telephone. He already loses his connection. But let's be like generous. He loses his connection at Morse code.
I mean, yeah, that's where he lost it. He lost it right
immediately.
At the beginning. That's why I was like, wait, what? How did he even correlate the two?
And then Morse code and the telephone. The telephone was invented, right, as more of just a more efficient way to communicate.
Yeah.
Than Morse code.
Yeah.
Morse code then though wasn't like deleted from existence. People still use it.
And
it's a separate technology.
It's still even used in emergency situations, right? It's still a viable way to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
SOS and all that type of stuff. And they do it, I think, in the military. They still use Morse code.
Yeah. But that's a little crazy.
It's just
it's the African drum in his Yeah, Big Shirley. Big Shirley just, you already know, man. Co-signing.
He just bullshitted his way into the fucking invention of the computer. With confidence, too.
Yeah, but black people think they've invented everything. You didn't know this?
But is that the loose connection they have? At least back like, I guess because this is old.
Yeah.
They've evolved to, niggas invented the coil that created the processor to make it work. When it's like, I mean, sure, but I'm sure they would have found another way if that coil, or they would have invented the coil.
This is the first one to invent the coil, which is important, but somebody else would have done it anyway.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But don't take away the credit. But then you find out also, actually, there were 80 different patents for that same coil.
He just got the patent offers. That was a quick nigga.
Nigga was astute on his business.
Absolutely.
That's actually the story.
Hey, get your business right.
Yeah, that's way out there. The African drum led to the creation.
Him and Flat Earth Dave got a whole lot of common. They living in a fantasy world, boy.
What's a closer thing I would say is like, if you were to go, well, blacks or Africans, which I don't even think this is true, Africans invented smoke signals. Smoke signals connected to Morse code.
To Morse code.
Morse code to... That's where he loses it again, though. Telephone. Morse code to telephone.
Telephone.
He's got to find a middleman in between Morse code and telephone. This is why this guy's an idiot. I think he's trying to equate Morse code to binary ones and zeros. Mm-hmm. And that's not even a rhythm. That's just a line of numbers. I don't know.
This guy's an idiot. That's what I know. The fuck? Yeah, that was just a crazy reach. I don't know.
That was.
All right.
Oh, you got something?
No, I was gonna say there's a certain place that we can't take a certain set of people. I was wondering if we were trying to visit.
Yeah, and that place is nowhere
because you can't take them.
Look around here. There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat.
Now I feel like we have a couple this week.
Yeah, niggas was wilding. I don't know what it is about Mother's Day. I think it's this whole matriarch thing. It's too much matriarch going on.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Too much mama bear energy.
Yeah, too much mama bear energy.
It's mama bear energy when the mama bear doesn't actually give a fuck about their kids. It's just more about them.
Yeah, it's all about them. Oof. They're starting here, huh? Yeah, I saw this shit. I was like, God damn, how long till they get fired?
Well, this one didn't. This isn't one that shocks me because I've done like full fucking videos about black women and their customer service. And I deemed it the worst customer service on the planet. Now, I'm sure, fucking marketplace in Bangladesh might have
I was gonna say
give them a run for their money.
I was gonna say I got a guy that cuts meat with his toes that has something to say about that. But anyway.
But at least he's nice.
Serve you death with a smile.
That's where you can throw Chinese in there. Chinese are horrible with their customer service, but are they really? Because they do the service very well. They're just not very I
don't even know
personable people.
I don't even know if I agree with that because when I get Chinese food from my spot, when I say thank you, they say thank you. They smile when you walk in. I don't have a problem with them, and they got the food right.
They've gotten better.
You know what I mean?
Because they're getting more Americanized.
You know what it is? It's the same with anybody else. If you just come in and you show respect, you don't got to be going mean mugging everywhere. You know what I mean? You come in there to get food from their business. You just come in there with a good attitude.
Yeah. You don't go, let me get some duck sauce.
Yeah.
Hey,
y'all put duck sauce in the bag.
Right. Y'all don't forgot my duck sauce. It's all aggressive. What the fuck? Just, excuse me, sir. You forgot to give me some duck sauce.
Can I have some duck sauce, please? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
Yeah.
But just give me a little duck sauce.
Y'all stay safe.
We all forget things.
We all
right, guys.
Next week?
Yeah. Same time, same place.
Oh man. But yeah, this was a little crazy. I mean, I feel like sometimes, and maybe this isn't even like a black woman thing. I think this is just some black people in general don't give a fuck about their jobs. Like they come to work, it's just a paycheck. They don't have really respect for the company that pays their bills, right? They just feel like I just get another one.
I like the reason I don't love black men in there, and I will lump gays, black gays, But they're all right at customer service. It's just they have their sassy attitude that I'm just like, I don't want to be a part of that.
They're not. I'm specifically talking about a certain sect of young black men that don't want to work. They'd rather just be.
They just don't work though.
Yeah, they'd rather just be a fucking. No, but some of them will get a job, but it's just something that they're working just to kind of chill. They're not taking it seriously. They're not trying to build. They're not trying to build wealth or anything. They're not trying to save or do stocks. They're chasing a pipeline with no other options, right? Because they think they could just make it.
I'm just saying, I tend to find more. Like it's not hard for me anyway, in my experience, that I've found good customer service from black men.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So you think it's just it's a woman thing?
I think it's a black woman thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm being specific here.
I got you. Okay, well.
Now, I agree that what you just said does exist, and you do come across it, especially living in the South.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I tend to find that that's like a 4 times out of 10 situation.
That's a fair ratio. I can see that.
I'm trying to be as specific as possible here.
Well, we about to get a dose of the black women customer service experience.
And now I don't exactly remember what the dispute was over, but this gentleman wanted just to be simply checked in. He bought a ticket, and somehow it got to this, where they have their phones out, recording him back, which is odd for an employee to do.
They made their flight. You did, and you think you're gonna check me in? I bet you we won't. Okay?
I paid for a ticket.
And you didn't pay $25 for an agent assist fee, and you checked in 3 hours later. Hello.
I just said that I.
Gonna get on your flight.
Yeah, I just said that I would pay the $25.
And you thought you were gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight. And you thought you was gonna get on your flight.
I literally paid for a ticket. I'm here 30 minutes.
That's another thing. The repeating the same thing over and over.
Yes, the Dr. Umar.
Is that I tend to find there's a level of retardation in that.
It's definitely low IQ-ish.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I want to go even a step further.
Okay.
And call it retardation. Repeating the same thing over and over and thinking you're going to get it's insanity actually. Thinking you're going to get any kind of different response.
Yeah.
Or is it just like a loop you get stuck in? I don't know.
I'm here 30 minutes before my flight, and they're not letting me check in.
And you're not getting on your flight.
Because it's a policy. We don't control that.
And you will never fly.
You were about to let me check in. You were about to let me check in, and you decided that you ain't gonna let me check in.
I like how he said that. He was like, "You were about to let me check in," and then you were like, "You ain't gonna let me check in." He put the twang on it.
What was it? Yeah.
Okay.
What do you think it was?
I know what it was.
He gave a little attitude
I
or
think
something.
this guy's gay. I think he gave them a little sass.
Little sass.
You know, I encounter these types. I think this is a guy he may have a little bit of money and he's traveling for work or whatever. And he probably gave them sass. His first mistake was flying Frontier. If you want to give sass, you got to pay for that. You know what I mean? You can't give sass to the fucking Airbus of the world and expect that they're not going to give you sass back.
Even from JetBlue gays, you're not getting a lot of sass.
Yeah.
And if you do, it's silly sass.
Yeah, it's comical.
It's not at you. Or even sometimes it's behind somebody else's back where they're trying to, one of the flight attendants they don't like.
Right. But Frontier? Yeah.
Oh, you're getting it all.
You're cooked, my boy.
There's three airlines. The airlines of niggatry. United, Frontier, and the coup de grace, Spirit.
Oof. Can we just throw Southwest in there as an honorable mention?
Is it one?
Sometimes.
I don't fly that much.
Sometimes.
So,
it can be. It depends.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had that experience. If you had that experience, then don't get the what?
Don't get the sale tickets.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's see. And then what are the odds that it's 2 of them that are behaving the same exact way?
Oh, let me finish my point real quick.
Go ahead, please.
So yeah, he said something rude, and you can't say anything rude to a black. You can't tell a black woman shit, right? So she's already amped up. Her friend that is with her, You know, they're probably close. They're probably besties at the job.
Uh-huh.
So she gets into the shit too. They both pull out their phones because everything has to be recorded nowadays. It's probably going on TikTok. So number one, not only have you broken the rule of arguing and yelling with a customer on the floor, you've now taken out your phone and violated the social media policy of the company.
Absolutely, which almost every company has now. I think every company has
that. Yeah. So they're cooked.
Not to mention you're on another video, the opposite recording video, making a complete fool of not only yourself but the company.
Like look who Frontiers hires.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You know what it is though? It's the same attitude they have with police. They can't fire me for that. You can't put your hands on me. You can't. They know everything.
My favorite parts of those videos is every time it's always like all you need to do is either go home or sign the ticket. That's all you need to do. And as soon as they slap the cuffs on them, I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'll go home. Nah, motherfucker, you're going to jail.
I'm so sorry, officer.
We gave you 30 minutes to sign the fucking ticket.
And then now it's, please, I gotta go pick up my kids. My mom's sick. Come on.
Yo, I'm sorry. If you don't have black fatigue, I don't know if you're looking at the world.
Did you notice that black people are just catching on that that's a thing? Black fatigue.
Yeah,
that really does show you how isolated black Twitter and white Twitter is.
I saw that going around Twitter all day today, and I was just like, damn, I've had black fatigue like for years now. Holy shit!
I've just learned to live with it.
Yeah, are you kidding me? We've been talking about this shit for how long, and now y'all just talking about black fatigue. Come on, man. What time? Y'all know what time it is, bro.
Yeah,
cut it out.
It's like. I'm so used to black fatigue that now if it disappeared, I'd be like a little like, damn, I kind of miss it.
For nostalgia purposes.
I
kind of miss niggas. Oh, man.
Yeah. It's crazy how they're just now catching on to that's a thing.
I also think there's an interesting part in this video once we play the rest of it. Okay. You're going to see the other employee chime in.
Big Mama.
No, not the... Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. Now, honestly, Big Mama was the only one that kind of behaved like somewhat like.
Yeah, that's
where she was like, "Oh shit, I don't want to get in trouble."
That's somebody who wants their job.
Yes. And
let me get out of frame here.
And she comes from the age of when black people were at least like decent workers, where they didn't want to get in trouble at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's like the old.
She's old guard.
Just off of Jim Crow. We just let you niggas in. So they had to be on their best behavior.
She respected it.
Yes.
She respected it.
You literally work for a company that I bought a plane ticket for. I'm here 30 minutes before the flight.
Can you please leave, sir?
No.
Can you please leave my personal space?
I'm not in your personal space. This is not your personal space.
This is my stationery.
This is not your personal space.
This is my stationary.
That was so crazy. This is my stationary.
She's trying to sound extra smart. She just said a whole different word.
This your paper? That's your piece of paper?
That's your Post-it note?
Oh, man. That personal space line was wild, though. It's like, come on. Lady.
You're in public. You're at work.
You're embellishing.
I'm supposed to be in your personal space.
She said that like dude was in her face. It's crazy.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Like, I'm supposed to be at your workstation. I'm a paying customer. Do you not understand how this shit works?
Absolutely.
But that's where it comes down to. It's no longer the company. That's how they think. Mm-hmm. It's no longer the company. Now you've personally.
It's about me now.
Insulted me, or you personally transgressed against me.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. Water off a duck's back. Most of these people you'll never see again. You know what I mean?
Well, you worked in customer service. You still do, right?
Sort of, kind of, yeah.
Kind of, yeah. There's a thing of like when somebody comes and they're yelling at you and you assess for a second and you go, okay, they're yelling at me about a problem they have with this establishment, right? That's the moment that as an adult you go, okay, don't take it personal. They're just mad about this thing. I've done this before. I've been mad. I've yelled at people before.
Yeah, so, I relate to them.
Yeah.
I understand why you'd be mad. Talk to me about it. Let's see if we can find a solution.
Right. And 9 times, almost 10 times out of 10, when you approach it that way, at the end of it, they'll apologize to you. They'll go, I'm sorry I yelled at you.
Yeah, I know it wasn't you. I was more mad at the company.
Right.
You know, you're just doing what you're supposed to as a where I shouldn't have yelled at you like that, or I shouldn't have talked to you like that. It happens all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And then you almost even like have like a really friendly conversation after. Like it's like laughing and joking.
It's not personal, bro. Like I get it.
Yes.
You know, but I work here. My responsibility is to not be emotional. As a representative of the company, my job is to help the customer. So if there's an issue, then I got to find a way to do it within the guidelines of the company. Now, if there was absolutely nothing that they could do, then they could have explained that in a rational way. He could have still videoed this, and he would have looked crazy if they were just like, well, sir, it's the policy. There's really nothing we could do. Understand that you're mad. Maybe we could do this. Maybe we could do that.
Offer some options. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I'm trying to work with you. Let's do this. And if he had videoed that and still went off of them, he would have looked crazy. But now they look like idiots.
They look like assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Well, that's where I was having this thought one day that because we always talk about it. What leads to this kind of attitude? What really brought the black community down a bad road, right? And a lot of people go, "Oh, well, it's the fatherless homes." Now, I get you. I think there's a level of truth to that. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But honestly, I don't think that is the root of the problem.
Really, you don't think the matriarchy in this private?
No, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. That's just a result of the real problem.
Okay.
The real root of the problem is, yes, there's like I said, the element. I don't want to belittle that.
Right.
It's black identity.
Okay.
Because even black kids that are, we were talking about it with the Carmelo thing, or there's like a story with the guy who killed the sheriff because his son was out gangbanging and shit.
And got killed, yep.
Right. Fathers in both of those homes, they both ended up in the wrong place, right? Now, I'm not saying exactly this is what, contributed to both of them, because I don't know. Maybe it was. Maybe it was because we were questioning why Carmelo went down that route.
Mm.
I think it's like, even if you're raised in a household with a black father, but he too buys into the black identity thing and he's raising you under that, you're going to be led to the same exact destruction.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Maybe even faster because your father's telling you that.
Because your dad's telling you, yeah.
You get what I mean? Now, don't twist this in me saying that the kid's better off without his father. I'm saying the kid's better off with his father not being a black identifier.
Gotcha.
Because he's going to lead his son to destruction, just like he's led himself to destruction.
Right.
Look at the guy that killed the sheriff. Now his son's dead and he's going to prison for the rest of his life.
And his father, the guy who ran over the cop, his father went on the news and was like, I don't understand why he would have done something like that. Like, that's totally irrational. I feel sorry for the family of the officer that had nothing to do with this. And at the end of what he was saying, he still found a way to try to give grace to his grandson, even though his grandson was still on the bullshit. Granted, his grandson's dead, so I get it. It's touchy-feely, but at the end of the day, it had nothing to do with the cop that got ran over. So you shouldn't have even mentioned that. You should have just said what you were saying and then move the fuck on, But
right.
It's still something within every one of them where they have to somehow try to victimize themselves, even when they're trying to give grace to somebody else.
Right. So, yeah, definitely. Let me just continue this. Tombo Chio says it. Crishaun has a point there. Just watch Barbershop Part 3.
Yo, Tom, you watch that shit?
Lil Calvin.
Lil Calvin.
He had no choice.
He didn't have a choice. You're right. You're right.
Niggatry or haircutting.
You work for a company. This is not your personal space.
We ain't gotta worry about it.
You don't have to worry about it. You're literally not doing your job for a customer that has paid for a plane ticket to get home.
So there goes Big Mama now. She dismisses the other one.
She's like,
get the fuck out of here because you're, yeah.
I'm literally here at Frontier. I bought a ticket and they are not letting me check in. For no reason whatsoever.
Well, you said you're never flying the airline again, so we might as well help you out and have you not fly the airline.
I've already bought a ticket.
Look at this sassy motherfucker.
I've literally already bought a ticket, and this is your reaction.
Yeah, that was the white night.
This is when, during the whole race war, you go, shh. This is between the sassy faggots now. Whites and blacks, you stay out.
You stay out. You stay out. Yeah, but that I thought that was interesting because I get it in the workplace. You're like, you have this whole camaraderie shit, but it's like, come on, bro. Like, you should just shut the fuck up at this point.
Yeah, honestly. Well, here's a part of it. Because honestly, I think he should be fired too for being a piece of shit.
Yeah, for talking to the customer like that.
Yeah.
What did you have to do with anything?
And his logic of, well, you said you're never flying Frontier again, so we thought we'd just help you out. Who the fuck are you? I still bought the ticket, asshole. Are you the CEO of the fucking company?
He thinks he owns this shit.
Yeah, then refund my ticket.
Back my money.
Yeah. Now, because people, white people went off. They lost their minds. They were really angry about it. I guess because of what they thought something wasn't going to be done about it because there's no consequences for black people. Oh, I think that was the kind of take they were having.
Those chicks were always going to get fired.
Yeah, I absolutely believe they would have got fired, like no matter the
even if
racial
this
fucking thing.
Let's say this didn't blow up and he just submitted this video to corporate, they would have been gone.
I think they would have been gone too.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
If
he would have just said, "Look, I'm sending it to you first, but if you don't do anything about this is going out." Absolutely.
Yeah. They would have. Yeah.
They would have sent him fucking free vouchers.
Hey,
I bet you they did.
You could fly. Hey, you could fly with us for a year, whatever you need.
Probably not that far. They probably just gave him a couple vouchers
A
here.
year's crazy. Year's crazy. Yeah.
We're gonna fire the two girls.
Give you a few vouchers.
And we're gonna give you a few fares.
First class.
Even that. You're gonna go. All right. Yeah. Fuck it. I'll take a few trips.
No, first class in Frontier is just coach and Delta.
Yeah. So again, I think this is one of those things because I'm seeing this a lot where random stories like this are blowing up now as a racial thing. And yeah, I could put a racial thing on it of where I said my thing is more of the black customer service, black women in their customer service. Mm-hmm. And I totally get the point of they're only at their job because they needed to fill a quota. Right? They needed to fill, black folks need to be in this place and that place. So they'll look past the bad attitudes and the fact that they don't show up on time and shit and let them, cut them a break. Which on that, that's why I'm totally against DEI. That's why I'm totally against that whole kind of way of thinking.
Absolutely.
But I think these companies, after the DEI thing, and a lot of them are, quietly dropping it, I think they're starting to look at it like airlines are losing money. So every little bit fucking counts at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's going to be a great cleansing. And when it happens, you're going to see people start crying racism.
That's what I'm saying too, is like white people, we won. Not white people. I'm just talking about the anti-fucking woke people.
Right.
We won. DEI is going to be taken away. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying it's going to be like right away, but I'm just saying we won. Now we have to move forward. We need to don't use this same old tactic of I'm going to complain about the left. It's fucking old. It's over.
Yeah.
The majority of Americans know the left is crazy. We've done our job there. Now let's convince them that we're not fucking crazy. You're not doing a good job, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Hey. You make a fair point.
I hope. Any more? You had one that you wanted to bring, right?
Yeah. Did you have that, or did you need me to send it?
I think you needed to send it.
Right.
What was it?
It was the chick ran. She ran into.
Oh yes. Oh, you know what? I could probably find that.
All right.
If you have it, just send it.
I'm gonna look for it now. While I'm doing that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. Don't forget to go over to the Rumble. That's at The Misfit Nation on a Rumble, and The Misfit Nation podcast. That's the second one, right?
Yes. It's the backup.
So follow both. Buy me a coffee. The Misfit Nation /buy me a coffee if you want to show your support. Let's see here. Did I book bookmark that shit or did I send it?
I
to
know
you?
I saved it somewhere, but I just can't
I think I
remember.
sent it to you. Let me see if I sent it to you. Hold on. I sent you a lot of shit. Oh, we got a Florida man too. That was absolutely wild. Absolutely. We haven't done that in years.
Yeah. Remember I retired it.
Oh yeah, you did.
I realized that was I realized it was a lefty.
Diss.
It was a lefty way of trying to downplay Florida. And oh, here it is.
Oh, you found it. Oh yeah, that's it. That's it. That's it.
Oh wait, that's not the. Oh, it just disappeared. Let me see if I can find the video.
Oh, that's the still?
Yeah.
Damn. Oh, there. Go to Daily Loud. Should be there.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to the chat.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Tom Baccio, Lisa Marie, Brian Brumbelow, Peter Ortiz. I saw Jake Hudson was in here, man. Shout out to.
Was he?
Yeah, Jake Hudson was in.
The Jake Hudson?
Yeah, he probably left the moment you said the first R bomb.
Yeah, he's having a hard time right now. He did what?
The moment you said that first R bomb, he was out.
Did I?
Yeah. As soon as you dropped that retard, he was out of here.
Yeah. Wait, it's not even here. What the fuck?
Damn.
I feel like that just happened.
It did. That was on Mother's Day. That was like 11.
Yeah. You know, let me type in Mother's Day because I think that was.
You know what? I found it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I knew I bookmarked that shit. I'm bookmarking all types of shit. Nick shit too.
Let's see if anybody's saying anything worth talking about.
Oh, I sent it, by the way.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. We could show this, right?
Yeah. She
Wait,
walked
no,
away.
I have a Fuentes clip. Here.
Well, I sent that too. But
okay.
If you go up, go up.
Alrighty. So this was how some people spent their Mother's Day. Now,
you can't take niggas to the dollar store, man.
Is that what this is? This is a Dollar Tree, right?
Dollar Tree. You know, it's going down at the Dollar Tree.
All right, let's see.
Oh! She just walked it off.
She just got up.
Yo, that's what I'm saying, yo. I said on X that she just walked it off like she was a super soldier.
How do you live through that?
Crack.
How do you not have? Yeah. Oh shit!
Damn, that shit was brutal.
And they're still fighting in the parking lot. I don't think we
there
can show
she
that.
is. But you're not.
And that's her running by.
Yeah, she's running.
Like it didn't even happen.
Full function. Now maybe that's adrenaline, and she's gonna feel that in the morning.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
God
Look
dang,
at the wall. Look at the destruction they cause. Those people.
Happy Mother's Day.
We're gonna shut down the local Dollar Tree for 6 months while they contemplate whether or not they want to stay.
They want to fix it. Yeah, that's why it's taking so long. Oh, no, that's white flight. It's white flight.
Guys, we have squatters. We have to leave.
Damn it.
That's crazy. That wall had to be cheap.
I mean, not necessarily. I don't think it would have to be cheap. I think
for a fucking Toyota Camry to smash through it.
I mean,
like the Kool-Aid Man.
You gotta think a car hitting brick. Like if it's not steel, right? It's hitting brick. So the same thing would happen to a brick house. It would just boom, right? Collapse the house.
That's if the whole wall's made out of brick. It looks like it was like outlined with brick.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of rebar,
like cinder blocks, and then
brick.
yeah, and then some like fucking
it was definitely
insulation.
I wouldn't call it a cheap wall, but it's definitely a weak wall. I would call it that.
It's mostly sheetrock and insulation.
It wasn't made for a car to hit it.
No,
that's for sure.
They blanket design these all to be in white communities where this wouldn't be a
Wouldn't even be an issue.
Actually, Dollar Trees are in white communities, right?
Bro, they're everywhere. Everybody goes into the Dollar Tree. It's not a black thing.
I'm just saying.
It's not like a fucking...
The one I go to.
Yeah. I go to the nice ones.
Those exist?
Yeah, absolutely. They're far away from the niggas.
Oh,
damn.
Jesus Christ.
That's attempted murder, ain't it?
I would think so.
Yeah. Try to kill that girl.
Definitely reckless endangerment.
Could she claim self-defense if they were trying to jump her?
No, because she's in a car.
She could have just drove away.
Yeah.
That's a good point. That's a good
Yeah.
point. I felt the fear for my life, Your Honor.
Yeah, you can lock the doors and drive away. That's what white people do.
Yeah, that's that little that you guys don't like to hear whenever you walk by. That's what that is.
That thing you call racist.
Nope, that's pattern recognition.
It's called self-preservation. Yeah. But that's I don't know.
Lisa Marie said probably fighting over a man, and that's sad. On Mother's Day? Come on, man.
But that's where blacks still differ from white people, even as much as I had been giving white people shit. It's like could be that somebody raped her sister. Could be somebody stepped on her shoe. Could be somebody stole $1,000 or $1 from her.
It could be anything.
It could be anything.
The possibilities are endless. Just use your imagination.
No matter the levity of the thing that was done to them, it's always 100 response.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
That's crazy. Hey, man. That's why you can't take niggas nowhere.
I wasn't ready.
Look around here. There's enough niggas in here to make a Tarzan movie. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat. Everybody must eat.
Gets me every time.
Every time.
Let's see.
The Fuentes? You want to talk about the Fuentes and sound like he's switching sides. I think he might be a little praise for Trump from the Trump haters.
Oh, is he getting back to the Trump train?
I mean, the last video I saw sounds like it.
Well, I thought he was mad at Trump for being a Zionist. Is this going back down that route?
Well, yeah. I mean, remember he's trying to equate Trump and the media saying that there's a division between him and Netanyahu. He's trying to
wait. Do we want to go back to that though? Because we already touched that.
Did we?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's move.
But no. If it's worth it, I'll trust you.
I mean, I just think it's funny. I just think it's funny that from the crowd that says Jews run the world and they run everything, and that Trump was under Jewish control. That the moment he did something against Netanyahu, now it's a whole conspiracy to remove Netanyahu and then place somebody else. Well, then who is it? Are we controlling Israel or is Israel controlling us? Which one is it? That's all. All right,
let's play it. Fuck it. Let's just see. Let's just see what it's about.
It's the reason Come On Man left the channel. It's that important, apparently.
I'm already in it.
Trump and Netanyahu are on the outs. So the reason that Trump is leaking this story,
sounds low,
or I should say Trump officials are planting a story that Trump and Netanyahu are on the outs, is to put pressure on Netanyahu. All of this is to heap pressure on Netanyahu. Trump is visiting the Middle East this week. He's going to visit Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the Emirates. What Trump is after is to deepen our ties with those countries, and ultimately he wants to integrate them with Israel. He wants to give Saudi Arabia a security guarantee. He wants massive investment from Saudi Arabia into the United States. He wants Saudi Arabia to buy our weapons, our jets. He wants the industry. He wants Saudi Arabia to be under the U.S. security umbrella so that we will have their allegiance for the next century. We've had their allegiance since Roosevelt brokered a deal on a boat in the 1940s. He wants it for the next century, given that Saudi Arabia and some of those countries are looking at China. They're looking at BRICS. But if Israel is going to be an impediment, then he is going to put pressure on Israel to wrap it up in Gaza. And in order to do that, he found the pain point, which is that Netanyahu is in a very tenuous position in the Israeli government. Netanyahu's not a popular leader. He's facing defections within his own cabinet, with his intelligence chief. He's facing prosecution from his own courts. And at any given moment, it looks like maybe his government might fall apart. There's increasing pressure on Netanyahu to take a deal to release the hostages. There's growing criticism from the people in his country that he has basically left the hostages for dead. He's going to go into Gaza, and the hostages are going to be killed, and that's going to be the price that they'll pay for it. Trump is leaning on the Netanyahu government. That's what all of this is about, ultimately.
So stop it real quick. So, basically he's saying what I'm saying he's saying. Now he's saying that Trump is taking control of the situation, and he's pressuring Netanyahu. It was a couple of months ago he was saying he was a puppet for Jewish people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
well, it's not even, the puppet thing is then implying that he doesn't have the capability to take control.
Absolutely.
He's not controlling anything. He's a puppet.
Absolutely.
He's being controlled.
Right. So my question to Nick Fuentes would be, is Israel controlling the United States, or is the United States controlling Israel? Because according to him, what he just said, that would be a form of the United States controlling Israel. Because if it was the other way around, they wouldn't give a fuck what Trump would have to say about Netanyahu. They'd be all on board. But he's talking about their sedition in the ranks and people don't like what he's doing. And it's true. I've seen videos of Israelis protesting against what Netanyahu is doing. Right. But it's a foreign matter, and it's not really our business. And the fact that Trump is on the outs, as he said, with Netanyahu, proves that he's not a puppet for the Jews.
But then doesn't it also prove, like, in his logic, that there isn't some kind of giant Zionism cabal controlling the world under Netanyahu? Like, he always tries to make it seem like Netanyahu is controlling the world. If even in his ranks, people can go, no, we're getting ready to vote him out, or getting ready to, whatever. Like, now, unless you're trying to say that that he's also a figurehead and he's being kind of controlled. Like, I think it's just like a fucking, like, it's like, I just don't get, like, where there's no, like, anchor point to this thought.
It's circular reasoning.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just going around.
And then I think it's also sort of an answer to, like, Trump putting tariffs on Israel, Trump having Netanyahu in his office and publicly televising it, where Trump goes, you got your deal, and I take that deal too if I could have, but not no more.
Not no more.
We're gonna figure out something else.
Absolutely.
It made Nick Fuentes' whole entire, like, thing that he stands on crumble. It fell apart.
Yep.
But this is him going, like, no, I can't admit that I was wrong, because then I have to admit I was wrong on everything else.
Moving the goalposts.
Yeah. Exactly.
So I just, accountability, because if I was wrong on something, I'd come on here and say it. That's all.
Now, if you're going to make the argument that this is all like a planted story and it's all, then show us the evidence that you have. Like, show us some kind of thing that this is all fake. Don't just rest on the laurels that we know the news is fake.
Listen, I think they were on the outs the moment he put tariffs on them, because he didn't see that shit coming. You thought, and Netanyahu thought, I bet Netanyahu thought he was safe from them tariffs. Nah, nigga, you getting them tariffs too, bud.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably, because he did kind of go into that meeting with Trump a little cocky.
Yeah.
And then you could see it where Trump goes, where he said that thing, where he goes, like, you could see Trump, like, he wanted to go, not anymore. And you could see Netanyahu go, oh shit.
Fuck.
And he kind of, like, lost confidence even in his, like, fucking posture.
Oh, we got a hater in the chat. Helene Gross wants to know, what is Trump winning? We stated all of that in the beginning, so you can just go back. And then she said, we got a president for sale. How so? Was it the jet? I'd take the jet too.
Yeah, now I can't tell whether or not you're a fucking Goyer or a
Goyer
or a lefty.
I've never.
You guys all sound the same to me.
I've never heard that word live. I've only ever read it.
I don't even know if I said it right. Goyim? Is it Goyim or Goyer?
I thought it was Goyer. Isn't Goyim like the right? I think Goyer is like a derogatory. I think Goyim is the right one. Like
I think they're both derogatory towards
Jews,
non-Jews.
Oh, so those are like Gentiles.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the way I can sort of compare it, they're the blacks of whites.
So niggas.
Yes.
Okay.
They're the niggers of white people.
Oh shit.
Yeah, we'll wait for that response. Maybe we'll phone line it.
Man, whoever this person is
none of
not
them ever
calling
call
in.
in. They
Fucking
they can't stand on their points.
Fucking talking shit in the chat. At least Fred, as crazy as Fred is, at least he'll talk shit in the chat and back it up by
And then
calling.
call in.
Yeah, with his nonsensical rambling. But the rest of you people can fucking suck dick from the back.
He sounds like he's reading pages from the Unabomber.
Yeah, Fred's an unhinged asshole. But,
He really is.
Yeah, he makes the world go around, I guess. He's retired, huh?
Is he?
Yeah, he's been retired for 50 years, Chris.
He's retired at fucking 40, 42.
42.
It's called disability, Skrill. It's called welfare.
Government assistance.
It's called he can't be seen in public lifting heavy things or he'll lose his case.
Somebody's watching.
Yes.
For sure. Somebody's watching.
There's a lot of PIs in Fred's life. Fucking asshole.
He thinks he has a tail every day.
Because he does. It's the insurance companies. Like, we know he's frauding right now. What's he doing at Home Depot? He's getting fucking... Got to be getting something heavy.
Got to be. All right. Let's...
Oh, we finishing this?
Yeah. Right. We'll move on. I made my point.
That's it?
Yeah, I made my point.
I do have another one.
Yeah. Go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I just sent a few more things, so I was just gonna go through them real quick.
I have one video from Conscious Lee.
Okay.
Where he made a really stupid point.
Okay.
And I think we can both actually offer some really good insight to this. And you'll see why. I'm not gonna, trust me, you'll know. So he's basically, you know, the Conscious Lee, right?
I do. I'm familiar.
He's conscious.
He's a wokey.
Which means he's a black man that lived in the black neighborhoods, was not street enough to join a gang, but still wanted to be in touch with his blackness. So he became conscious. Does that sound about right?
That does sound about right. I know, because that was me. I went down the road. I was not about to be a street nigga, but hey, I could be wokey woke.
Be all from my black people.
Yeah. I'm black and I'm proud.
Ha! All right. So he was breaking down a Theo Vaughn comedy bit, which also has to be one of the, you know, I'm not trying to be one of those snooty people, but it has to be one of the lowest forms of intelligence to take
dissecting comedy and trying to make it a serious
and
thing.
taking it seriously.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
It's literally the dumbest thing you can do.
It's the opposite of what comedy is.
Yeah, exactly.
Defeats the whole point. Moron.
Now, I'm not going to deny that a comic can't make a point on, a societal point or something in their comedy. Sure. But in order for that to work, it has to be funny in its base. Making the point itself isn't funny. It's not comedy. You're just making a point.
Right.
My neighborhood really was just poor black and poor white. And so I hear a lot about white privilege, and I'm like, fuck, man. Missed that. I mean, I knew some motherfuckers with sweaters, okay? Don't get me wrong, you know? But I was 2 tank tops in the winter.
Hey.
And my black friends will get mad at me, man. Like, man, look what you did to us, man. Look what you did to us. Like, bro, do you think I would do all that shit and move right next door, bro? We gonna split these plums or not, man? Like, we're down here together, dude. You think I took all your shit and just don't have it? Somebody else has both of our shit. And they're watching us fight over it.
That's so real, man.
All right, so then he's got to make his point now on why Theo Vaughn's wrong about, even though he didn't realize he had white privilege, he did.
That entire joke went over his head.
Absolutely.
Entire joke.
Because he
You
heard
missed the point.
He heard white privilege and he's like, "Oh, now I have to put my intellectual cap on where I have no sense of humor." And he's only doing this because he's a white man and he has the privilege to do this bit. It's like, okay, where's the privilege for a white guy to do a blind white supremacist fucking... I mean, he could.
He could.
He could if he wanted to. But I don't know how it would be accepted.
It wouldn't go over as well as Dave Chappelle. I'll tell you that much.
I think you just have to have the balls to do it. You might, and but would it work? Because the whole joke of that, the whole joke of that was that he was black, so you couldn't do that as a white guy,
right?
And then the punchline of it was that he left his wife because she was a nigger lover.
Okay, so it could be that a blind white KKK member marries into a black family because he's blind and he doesn't actually realize that they're black.
No, it would have to be a white guy joins the Black Power movement because he thinks he's black.
Because he thinks he's black.
But I don't, hey, that could actually be funny. I don't know. But where do you go with that?
Where you would have to, he would have to be a black Israelite, a white Israelite. White Israelite.
I don't know. You'd have to work that bit out, but
I think it could work.
I think a white guy could do that.
Put him in like some from fucking purple. It'll work.
You think he'd get in trouble for it? It'd be based on the dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about but what trouble? What's the trouble?
Cultural appropriation.
I think it's a fear. I think it's more of a fear.
A fear that they're gonna do it better.
That's where I get mad. No. I think it's a self-censorship. It's a fear of black people are gonna be mad at me.
Gotcha.
They may attack me in the streets. They may do. It's like there has to be more. That's what I meant about white people need to get their savagery back a little bit, where they need to go, fuck that. I wish. You remember the old Cedric the Entertainer bit where he would go, white people have the I hope in them, where they show up to a show late and they go, I hope nobody's sitting in our seats. Black people have the I wish.
I wish
a motherfucker would be sitting in my seat. White people need to have that a little bit more. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get that back in your system. So now he's going to make his point of what an example of white privilege, something that white people benefit from that black people don't. And you'll see why I brought this up.
Okay.
Hey, Dr. George Yancey probably got a response to that. He says, hence, whether poor or wealthy, whiteness constitutes an invisible knapsack of unearned assets, what white people, can rely upon. Dr. Yancey goes on to say, let's face it, whiteness is a form of inheritance, and like any inheritance, one needs to not accept it. Poor whites benefit from walking into clothing stores without encumbrance of being followed and subjected to surveillance. Poor whites also benefit from having their history being a part of.
Now, before he moves on, that's his first argument, is that white people have the benefit of not being surveilled when they walk into a retail store. Now, I work in security right now. You've worked in security in the past. I figure we can offer some actual insight into this.
Okay. Now, I'm going to start off. I'm just going to rip the Band-Aid. Niggas be stealing. That doesn't mean white people don't do it, but you don't catch them as much. And sometimes they're bigger fish in the store. You know what I mean?
I put it this way. White people are shoplifters. Black people tend to be boosters. Like white people, they steal. I don't know what the consistency is.
They steal like fucking like they try to buy shit and steal at the same time.
At the same time, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Like they'll have a cart full of shit and will try to conceal 5 items, right? Or some small shit. And it's like, all right, motherfucker, like what are you doing?
Niggas will
put
steal
the whole cart
a whole cart
and walk the fuck out. No, you pass the POS and all that shit. Just
or
gone.
like go through the roof hatch or something. Like, motherfucker, you're not supposed to even be here. What are you doing?
On some Mission Impossible shit.
Yes.
100%. But
It's
there's a different level in it. So yes, I can understand from a security perspective. I can understand why that person would be followed. Now, personally, I don't know if I've ever been followed in a store. I can't blame security for doing that if they felt like I was going to steal, but I've never exuded the pattern of somebody who's going to steal. There are signs. 1, you're looking at the camera. Why do you keep looking at the camera? 2, you came in with bags, but they're empty. Why are your big bags empty?
They're called red flag behaviors.
Yes, there are certain things that you could look for that you can identify who the shoplifter will be, right? Somebody who comes in there that and it's profiling. I'll admit it. It's absolutely profiling.
Yeah. You have to.
Somebody that comes in there who looks like they haven't changed their clothes in days, but they're just walking around in the store and just meandering. You know what I mean? That's somebody you're gonna look at.
Right.
If that person happens to be black or white, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter the skin color. Here's the thing too, and this is the thing that I don't understand how they don't understand it. Or anybody that thinks this way. When you're in the field of security, your whole thing is like kind of based on numbers. Like these places look at security as sort of an expenditure. It's not even like a needed thing. Like at the end of the day, they could write all this off as, for insurance, right? So in security, you're constantly justifying your paycheck. You're going like, look, I caught all this, I did this, I got this booster, I got this. Like you're always trying to get your numbers up. You're always trying to catch anything you can.
You have to earn it.
You have to earn it. So to sit there and think that anybody in security is going to look at somebody and go, white guy stealing, I can't go after it.
Absolutely
Can't go after
not.
it. That's not, I can't do that. That's my brother. Or I'm not going to look at a suspicious white guy because he's white.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, oh, wait, he's acting really suspicious. He has an empty bag.
But he's white.
He'll
He's
be
all
fine.
right.
He'll be fine. No, we're chasing after any little lead we can fucking find because that's our job. So if you think our numbers, our paycheck is based on the results we bring. Our results are all based on numbers. It's all recorded, all the numbers, all the shrinkage or whatever you want to call it, whatever your company calls it. It's all based on those numbers and what you're saving, what you're recovering, you're letting go, whatever the fuck, what arrest you're leading to, all that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think anybody is gonna risk their job or risk making less money or risk making more money, I should say,
for racial prejudice.
racial prejudice, they're either not gonna have their job for long because they're not gonna bring in the results, or it's not happening. It's just not happening.
Right.
I've been followed around stores before.
Right.
And then I kind of like, you walk past one of those mirrors and you go, I get it.
Now I always
follow me
have that.
too.
I always have that thing. Now I'm not. You always, as a professional, you have to be able to do your job, right? So I'm always of the point where if I walk out of this store and you stop me and you thought I stole something, now you have to prove it because I'm gonna take this to the next level because now I have leverage. It's very important as security. You have to know that if you're going to stop somebody, you have to be 100%
100
that person stole something. So to say that people are just following people, you may be getting followed, but did you get stopped when you leave?
And if you're not stealing or not doing, why do you give a shit?
Then why does it matter?
I think about it this way. Waste your time if you fucking want. Go ahead.
Somebody's going to steal while you're paying attention to me.
Stand next to me if you want. Shit.
Hey, can you hand me that?
and being in the field, you're almost like, bro, don't even waste your time. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like there's probably other shit going on.
Yeah, you could.
But if you want to, fucking go ahead.
Have at it.
I'll give you some call outs. But yeah, that's that goes into the other thing I was going to say. Thank you for bringing it up. Liabilities. Security is pure liabilities.
Yep.
And the company that hires you that's all they're thinking about. They don't care if you actually do stop somebody for the right reason. They're still going to check you. And they're still going to make sure that you didn't break any rules. You didn't do it. Doesn't matter. Like, so the person in the position is going like, okay, my entire job is based on this decision that I'm making. Like, literally, I will get fired if I stop, because it's a lawsuit. It's a liability.
Yeah, you stop the wrong person, you're done.
Yeah.
You're done.
And the public knows this. I'm not giving out, trust me, there are like confidential shit that you can't talk about, but this is public knowledge.
That's public knowledge. Yeah.
So, like, that's why we're, like Skrill said, you may get followed, but if you're doing the right thing, who gives a shit? How is that hindering you from doing anything? It's not stopping you from buying anything.
You feel it's the personal attack. They always feel personally attacked.
It's the racial identity thing. Well, you're only doing this because I'm black.
Because I'm black. No.
Yeah, and then it's like there's so many other factors. Yeah.
You could literally be the only person in the store right now, and I'm just gonna watch you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it could be that simple.
Could be.
Subjected to surveillance. Poor whites also benefit from having their history being a part of the co-curriculum. Dr. Yancey asked the question, is it fair to say they are supremacists because of this? He responds by saying, to the extent that they leave the aspect of whiteness, social ontology unmarked and uninterrupted, they do occupy the state of being supreme. They move and have their being in ways do not challenge the very white social order that comes to mark the black body as suspicious, as criminal. Indeed, they do not challenge the white power system that continues to mark the white body as preferable, privileged, and supreme. It will be like a white spectator who watches the lynching of a burning black body and refuses to protest and fight against the spectacle of the white psychopathology. And that comedian's comedy sketch, he gave you
he said a couple of things that I did want to address. This whole, we can't learn our history, or they only teach white history. Well, hello, it's a white country. I don't know if you realized it, but black people are only 13% of this country. Maybe a larger percentage one day, but this is still a predominantly white country. So if they want to teach their history, it is their history. Now, we're involved in that because at the end of the day, we were brought over here as chattel, but the story should be we were brought over here as chattel, and then throughout the years, we gained our rights. And then from the point of the 60s, it should have got better, and it didn't. That's where we're fucking up.
And then the question becomes like, why were there more black inventors that were slaves than free men? Kind of like, what's going on there? Something's weird. There's a lot of questions that go into it. That's like,
who was the first person in the United States to own a slave? What was his color?
It's a black guy. Yeah.
Nobody talks about that.
Nobody. That's why I love Django. I think it was the closest thing that we have to actual period piece.
Good point.
Yeah, that's accurate. But yeah, that kind of dispels the entire. That's why it's such a big point, because it dispels the entire thing. That if your whole thing is that only black people could be owned and only white people could do the owning, then okay, I get your point. But then when you go, wait, that's not true. Unless you're like,
then what's the other factor? Money and power?
Well, then the question is too. Did the first black slave owner, or that guy, I forget his name.
I'll look it up.
I think it's Johnson. But did he own white slaves too? Because there were Irish slaves.
I really don't know.
I'm sure he was allowed to. Because then that kind of like goes into a whole thing of like, wait, black slave owners could own white people. That's more debunking.
Yeah. If that, and I don't know the slaves that person owned, but I mean, if he could own black people, what's to stop him from owning white people as if they weren't slaves in that time? And again, it's nobody alive today was a slave, and nobody alive today owned a slave. Black people want reparations, but the blood of the people who died to free the slaves was the reparations. Like, that was it. You know what I mean?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, look, we've been given an opportunity to to live somewhere where people die to get, and we squander it every day, fighting each other, killing each other in the streets, and blaming the white man.
But then to bring it back, that's why reparations doesn't even make sense. Because then does that black slave owner or however many there were, do they have to pay reparations? And do they pay reparations to Irish slaves?
Sonny Holston would have to pay reparations.
She's a slave owner?
She's a descendant of a slave owner.
She does look mixed. But a black slave owner?
No, I think it might be with her white side.
But that's the crazy thing is that there are then descendants of black slave owners walking around that are claiming to be slaves.
Yep.
Claiming they want reparations.
Yep. It's all a sham.
It really is. I that's why I say let's just let it all go. It's not, there's no dicing this up. Just fucking move on with things. Very simple. Once everybody just goes, you know what, I don't give a shit about skin color. What are the, like, that's truly when the Democrats like are just that's the only thing they're winning in right now, Democrats.
Skin color.
Is that the racial thing is actually fucking working. Like I said last week, they've defeated a lot of right-wingers that don't even realize they've been defeated.
Yeah, just by what their actions that they did with the donations to Shiloh. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
Mark went off on Hake today, calling him a fucking communist sympathizer.
Really? What the fuck did Hake say?
I don't even know.
Hake, a communist sympathizer? That's a new one. Wow. Shout out to Hake.
But now his new thing, Mark, when he calls on, it comes on, he goes, you better give me the same amount of time you gave to every black person. That's why I made fun of him last time. I was like, so you're looking for phone reparations? Fucking savages. Option C, everybody.
Option C.
Option C.
It's the way to go.
That's going to be my new nickname.
Option
Crishaun
C.
the Don, a.k.a. Option C. Huh?
It goes too. It goes. I fuck with it. We're gonna drop shirts, merch.
Option C t-shirts.
Yeah. Trademarked. Misfit Nation. Don't fuck with it.
You had anything else or you wanna
we can I think let me just check the messages real quick. Hold on.
Wanna do one more?
There is let's see, where do you want to take this? I'm gonna give you the options.
Let's see. We've done racism. We've done.
Do you want to see a map of 100,000 IP addresses of downloaded child porn?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to see that.
It's terrifying.
Sure.
Okay. That's I sent it to you already. It's the podcast. Tim Tebow, who was a ex NFL player. He was a quarterback. Went on this podcast with I can't remember his name. I think you'll remember him.
Oh, I just saw that.
Yeah.
You're in messages.
Yeah, it should be up.
I also have a really morbid video of the sound of people dying from a fire, if you're interested.
Oh my God, we can do that too. Fuck it. We'll just go down a really dark path. And
any
leave.
takers?
This is the dark path. We're on the dark path now.
This is the one, right?
Yeah, this is the one.
So
he's gonna show a map. He's involved in a group that fights against child exploitation,
like a Dads Against Predators kind of thing.
Yeah, similar to that. And he's gonna show a map of the United States, and every red dot on that map is a location of where somebody downloaded and traded child porn.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
But I brought a map to share with you. Is this map? Every red dot on that. So first of all, that is a DOJ law enforcement map. It's called the Red Dot Map. And this is over the last 30 days, and every red dot on that map is at least one unique IP address of individuals downloading, sharing, distributing child abuse and rape images under the age of 12. And there's over 111,000 of them just in the US of the last 30 days.
Now I assume the darker parts are where it's a little more prevalent.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where the most is. So you can see
Well,
New York. We're in there too.
Yeah.
New York, Florida, massive parts of California.
Pretty much wherever there's a lot of people, it's more dense.
It's more dense. So that's just a map to speak to, just how many people who do we walk next to that has child porn in their phone? You know what I mean? It's just that easy for people to trade and get it nowadays.
I've worked at jobs where people got arrested for child, and it's like,
I remember that.
There was 2 that I remembered. One was like he got arrested for it, and you were like, I saw that coming. The other one,
the other one was like, whoa.
You were like, what?
In fucking sane. Couldn't believe it.
And honestly, because they both were in the news, and they were quoted. And the one that I didn't expect had the more sick fucking quote that I was like, if I would have known, I would have probably killed that motherfucker. Just based on his quote. His quote was that sick. Watching the porn brought him to a state of euphoria.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, this is a guy that I've shaken this guy's hand.
Yeah, if before I would have considered him like a cool guy. Like I was like, I've
dapped him up. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and that's where it gets to like it creeped me the fuck out because I think I'm a good judge of character, and I'm like, you piece of shit, you got through.
You just never know.
You got through.
You just never know.
That's how fucking cunning and mischievous these pieces of shit are.
Absolutely. Aussie Lisa said, "Have you ever seen the sound of the movie The Sound of Freedom?" I wanted to watch it. I just couldn't. I couldn't bring myself to that because I was a little much. You ever heard of that movie?
Yeah, I just
it's one of those things where I'd rather watch like pedophiles get caught doing it, like in the act. Like I know that they're gonna go to jail. Like I don't want to see a documentary of people in other countries because in other you think it's bad over here. Other countries they just be snatching children and doing whatever. You know what I mean? It's like the wild, wild west in some of these countries. So
yeah, it's a movie that I know I have to watch, but it was like honestly like. For instance, Passion of the Christ.
Yeah, that was a hard movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't cry or anything because it's like, I don't know.
The movie's not gonna be
like what gets me more is like actual because supposedly the movie like had to dumb it down from what it really was,
and it was still brutal.
But it's a movie that I was like, I know I have to watch this, but it was like it's too heavy. Where it's like, I know this is something I have to watch though. Mm-hmm. So, but Sound of Freedom a little less because it's more of like I know that's going on. I don't have to be more aware.
That's now, more of a like if you're not educated on certain situations, then you watch that and you're like, oh, I didn't know this was going on. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of movies that are like that for me. Like I try to like, just enjoy movies. I guess I'm a movie buff, so it's almost I put that in the category of a documentary.
Okay.
I love documentaries too, but sometimes I have to like, all right, that's for later.
I got you.
Yeah.
But look at that. That's insane. That's wild.
Well, yeah, pretty much all the white spots are just where nobody lives.
Yeah, nobody lives there.
Yeah.
So
pretty much everybody.
Any city, every city. There's at least one in every city.
Yeah, sorry, I said everybody, but there's at least.
Yeah.
Well, look, Panhandle, we got a little white there.
Ain't nobody up there.
A little South Florida, that's the Everglades, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you zoom into that bitch, Key West is probably lit up like a fucking Christmas tree.
Yeah. That's actually where we should bring our pedophiles. Then that red would clear up real quick.
Yeah. I'm not mad at that.
Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some living the fucking Everglades. You ever see those toothless fucking weirdos?
Yeah, true. They breed in it. But yeah, I supporting that death penalty for pedophiles. Hopefully that would cut down on activities like this. But I think these people are sick. All of those people are like sick.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You think there should be the death penalty for watching child porn? Now let's both be clear.
Yeah.
It's a despicable fucking act, and it's signs that you could probably go there, more than likely.
Here's why I say yes. No, it might sound extreme, But I think in order to make a point, you have to be extreme. You know what I mean? I think there's some things that, you know, just by you watching it means that there was a producer, means that somewhere along the line, this child got harmed. So if somebody wanted to put you to death for that, I wouldn't bat an eye. Now, maybe it wouldn't be, maybe instead of being put to death, it would be, okay, I sentence you to 100 years in Gen Pop. It'll happen.
I'd say you could probably,
because most of these people, these pedophiles, they placate to them. They put them in PC and they're in protective custody.
I think,
let them out with the wolves.
I think you could achieve the same thing with, like, I guess it doesn't fucking matter. I was gonna say like 50 years, 30 years. Just make the fucking charge a little harsher.
Make the charge harsher.
Yeah.
So maybe death is a little extreme for watching it, but I could see an argument for it.
Yeah. I mean, is there an argument that, and trust me, guys, this isn't a fucking soft on pedophiles argument. We're talking about levels here.
Yeah, we're talking about levels.
Obviously, I mean, Skrill made it clear, I'm in favor of the death penalty for pedophiles. So, like, legit fucking pedophiles. Especially the ones that did it. Well, that's how you would know they're pedophiles. So that's the argument, though, of like
the ones that take action. Definitely.
What if somebody watched it and realized it wasn't for them? Just like any other kind of porn.
I know you're trying to play devil's advocate right now.
I really am. Trust me.
That's rough. Because then why would you even? Did you just go there to try it out, or what were you jonesing for?
I don't know.
You're so numb to porn that now you have to switch to that. We might.
Yeah, because where are you leading to that point? To where you actually, because you have to seek out that.
Yeah, that's a lot of. It's not something that's just there. It's a lot of digging.
Here's the other thing, though. There's a story going around where Google got caught feeding in sexual images of children.
I remember that.
I think we covered it.
Yeah, we covered it.
Yeah. So, like, where it's like not necessarily like a child porn image.
But you have to know that, though. You have to be in the know. That still has to. It's not like
Wait, what do you mean?
Like I could go to Google right now just looking for information, but I wouldn't know. I have to go to this site and click on this image if I want to.
Oh, it was coded.
Yeah,
you're right. You're right. It was.
You had there were still levels of you finding out on how to exploit the system. So, yeah, but there's okay. So to be reasonable, there's definitely levels. I think that the punishment for owning or watching it and distributing it should be much harsher. We're talking football numbers, 50, 60, 80 years. If you get caught,
I'm with you. Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Well, obviously, if you're producing it, you should be fucking put to death.
If you're producing it, it's death penalty
easily. Because now you're like, it's almost like that's another level beyond just being a pedophile.
Yeah,
like you've normalized it in your fucking mind, where now you're distributing the shit.
Yeah,
you're producing and distributing.
Yeah,
yeah.
So, but I think that would solve a lot of at least the outward problems. You know what I mean? I think we would see a decrease in people seeking it out. They would try to fight their urges more if they knew there was so much on the line. But these pedophiles be getting slapped on the wrist. They should be getting sentences of like 10, 12 years. They're getting 5 out in 2. Some of them are getting probation. They get to just live in neighborhoods, you know, like they're normal people. Yeah, they got the sign.
They're fighting to not have to register as a pedophile.
And then when they turn around and do it again, or murder an innocent kid because they don't want to get caught and sent to prison, the judges that make these decisions should be held accountable as well.
Yeah. I mean, but that's gonna take a whole revamping of the judicial system when it comes to pedophiles. That's what people are fighting for, because obviously what they're doing now doesn't match up to what the public wants.
Right.
Like it's not the crime, or the consequence is not matching the crime. So
absolutely.
And then obviously we've seen people who are very sympathetic towards pedophiles. And that's why this is one of those conversations that I don't mind doing a disclaimer on, because I know that, and we're far from that. So, I want to make that fucking clear.
Yeah, don't even try to twist the words.
Yeah, we don't do disclaimers on anything else, really. But yeah, so I don't know. But then I think it is an interesting conversation in like the penalty of like, it's easy to just go, yeah, they should all be put to death. But then it's like, well, what about somebody who just watches child porn, or who, like, somebody who has a collection of it? That's a whole different thing, as opposed to somebody who just viewed it.
I mean, if you viewed it one time, again, I'm gonna go back to the steps that it took, right?
Yeah.
We have to look at the intention. So you had to do multiple steps to find it. Maybe not as harsh as 100 years. Put 25, yeah.
Of course, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a crime and they shouldn't be held accountable.
Right.
I'm just saying
the level.
Where do we put that?
Yeah, the level.
Yeah.
But that's still, but watching it and getting 25 years, that's still harsher than what they're doing right now. And that would stifle it. I'm sure that would stifle it.
It would actually like have people second guessing.
Absolutely.
For sure, second guessing.
Yeah, like what the fuck? If
And
I
then
get caught, like I'm done.
And then that's another thing where that then also then weeds out the real deal motherfuckers.
Real sick ones.
Where they're like, I'll take it. I'll take the chance.
I got to.
I have to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
We'll see.
Does this go anywhere? This video?
No,
anywhere
I
else?
just wanted to bring it up for that.
Okay.
They just talk really sadly for 6 minutes.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking somber. Jesus Christ. Let me make sure we don't have any. You know what?
We never talked about the Mark Lamont Hill.
Oh, we do need to talk about that.
We got to.
Jesus.
We got to.
Bugging out. Bugging out on fucking Piers Morgan. Now he did an interview too, kind of explaining his side. So we could probably touch on that. It's 2 quick clips actually.
On the Joe Budden podcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where I think he was backtracking a little bit. Backpedaling.
Nah, they were both being fucking leftist losers. Which is one of the reasons why I remember early in podcasting when I started, I told you that Joe was my favorite. I can't even listen to his fucking show anymore. That shit is fucking.
Yeah, is it bad?
It's just rife with fucking Marxism and elitism. That's all it is.
And it also goes into my thing that I said last week, where he's one of those guys that really is comfortable with talking about his depression. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sad types.
Like, I'm just, he's being controlled by his woman.
Look at that black rage.
You know, that's his woman telling him he needs to be more vulnerable on his podcast.
Nah, you know what? One thing I will say about Joe is he's always been that fucking open, vulnerable motherfucker. He's always been that motherfucker. So I think that was just fucking him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's him going into therapy. He's a therapy guy.
He's a therapy guy.
Yeah. He's like the dad from Boys in the Hood, where he rolls the tingling balls next to his ear.
That's so funny.
Trey gonna be home soon.
He'll be all right.
Okay, let's see. Mark Lamont Hill acting like a screaming monkey on these nice white people shows.
Oh, they're gonna yell at me now because I didn't stop you from calling him a monkey.
Hey,
look, he's chimping out. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
They're gonna be mad that I didn't stop you from foisting that racial harm upon you. I just harmed you.
You did.
And you let it happen.
I'm harmed.
Go ahead, call me a cracker.
Doesn't feel right.
Because I told you to?
No, because it's not. It's not organic.
It's not organic.
Yeah,
all right.
Not organic.
You know what? You need to make fun of my race more. Half-breeds. We fuck up a lot.
Yeah, but I mean,
I'm calling it out.
A bunch of Kevin Federlines. It's not really.
Is K-Fed mixed?
No, but like I feel like
he is.
Yeah. I feel like every other mixed person thinks they're either K-Fed or Logic. Like there's no in between.
God, I always forget he's in my fucking.
Because he's not. He's black, Chris. He's black. Yeah, he's not.
He
white.
reminds me of all the cousins that I have that I hate.
Shout out to Logic. Huh?
Yeah. All right, let's watch this. Now, this is Myron on here.
No setup.
2 white women and Pierce Morgan.
Sounds like a good time, huh? Sounds like a Diddy party.
Sounds like a Brazzers video.
I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings.
Oh, wait, this isn't the full clip.
No, it's not.
Oh, shit.
Where did those monkey sounds come from?
It's
Is that
fucking Myron. He did that on Pierce's show.
Yo, that's fucking amazing.
How'd he get his audio hooked up to Pierce's fucking system?
I think they're just on stream so they can just hear it. Oh, fuck.
That was fresh in the background. Like, see, this is why you need me, cuz.
Fresh on the boards, hitting the chip sounds. That's crazy.
Where is it? Where is it? Oh, let me just put Pierce. Sorry, guys.
Hey, it's all good. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And hit that like button. Like button.
I'll say, why is this video so hard to find? Oh, here it is.
Is that it? Okay.
Jesus, 12 minutes. Let me see if there's a...
I'm sure that if you drag it forward, I can tell you where it's at. I think it's near the end.
Is it the part where Mark Lamont Hill's fucking
when his
mouth
face
opens up and his eyes bug forward?
When his face contorts into an unrecognizable monster.
He looks like Jim Carrey in The Mask in the middle of the transition.
Why the fuck is Officer Tatum?
Oh, it's Officer Tatum. I forgot this guy even existed.
Oh, what? Shout out to me, Tatum, man. I forgot. Yo, he's still doing his thing.
Bro, there's no way this video's this hard to fucking find.
What is that one? Is that the same one?
This
Okay,
might be.
That might be. Nah, that's 29 seconds. Let's see.
I think it starts up earlier.
Systemic.
Yes.
All right, Mark Lamont Hill, your last words on this.
This repeated use of the word, I think, first of all, I want to just register that as offensive, particularly as someone who doesn't identify as a member of that community and who is not, right? I think that's incredibly...
That's not it.
That's not it, but...
I'm the definition of African American.
And troublesome, and to as a Sudanese American or an outsider who's using African American, the very technical term, the same way that Elon Musk is an African American, I think it is a bit disingenuous.
Well, he is though.
Yeah, that's not the clip. But also, by his standards, Mark's not African American either. I be seeing it in the comments, boy. They be calling you out, nigga. They know you're not one of them. Them FBAs be get tricky.
Oh, he's not an FBA?
Nah, he ain't no FBA.
What is he? African?
Yeah, I don't know where he comes from, but he ain't African American.
Why can't I find this?
Let me see if I can find it for you, bro. I got you, bro.
I'll play the clip that you said because
some wizardry real quick.
I'm gonna just put N-word.
Oh man!
By the way, remember last week we had the white lady saying the N-word?
Yeah.
I typed in on X to find the video, white woman nigger, and it was nothing but porn.
What the fuck?
It was nothing but porn. Nothing but interracial porn.
That's weird.
And that was one of the few times I was envious of black people.
What the fuck?
It's like you have a whole genre of porn. You talk about fucking white privilege. This is it. Here we go.
You found it?
This has to be it. This isn't it. I fucking give up. I'm leaving.
Unashamedly. And you will
Well, go
not
on then,
have
say
to-
it.
That's it.
Okay. So Piers invites this white woman. The balls on this fucking Brit.
Pierce is a fire starter, man. You got to give him credit where credit is due.
But he does puss out at the end of it. But he invites this fucking random white woman to say the N-word on his show. which is so Misfit Nation of him.
He's one of us.
I gotta give him credit. Go ahead and say it. Say it.
Just say it.
Unashamedly, and you will
Well, go
not
on then.
have
Say
free-
it. Say
You
the
will
M.
not have
Go on.
free
Say.
speech.
Go on. Say the M word. Go on.
No.
Hang on.
Don't invite. No. I don't want you to invite this woman to say a racially harmful term in front of me because I'm the only on here. So if she says it, I'm the victim of it. So please don't invite her for ratings to call me the N-word because that's basically what it's going to be. There's a bunch of white people up here. You and one Uncle Tom on the left here, and asking her to say the N-word while I'm here is ridiculous. You would not sit here with a Jewish person.
He pulls out the Gypsy Crusader nigger gun. Which is amazing.
Where the fuck did he even get that?
Yeah, I'd like to order a few.
There's a few segments that I can think we can pull that shit out. Oh man.
Yeah, so he's completely bugging out and he's claiming that Pierce is inviting her to harm him racially, which goes into the argument of words are weapons,
violence.
words are violence.
Words are violence.
And a grown man
absolutely emotional.
Who's probably fucking like way bigger than this woman is harmed by her words though.
To be fair, I think the nigga like 5'6", so he's probably not bigger than her.
Fair enough. I'm not a tall guy.
I'm just saying.
Bitch that could hurt me with her words. Especially a woman when you know, like, it's almost like fucking Superman fighting a regular thug. You know what I mean?
You hold back.
You're like, all right, bro.
Really
I could literally like destroy you right now. In one sentence.
It's just comical. Just the amount of emotion at the thought. She didn't say it. It's just the thought of her saying it sends him on a spiral of emotion.
But you know what that is? That's not even the thing of that it would hurt him. That was just his argument. I don't even believe that. It's that as a black man, he can't be on a show with some white people and let the N-word be flying. Because then he got to go back and answer for that to his black coalition.
Yeah.
They go, why you ain't say? Just like white people say to you. How you let that white boy say it?
Yep. I got to explain it to the community.
And what do you say?
I don't say shit because fuck them. I'm not even one of them. I don't matter. I'm a tether. It don't matter what I say. So fuck it. I'm an outsider looking in, and I can call y'all fuck outs for what it is because I share the same skin color. As much as you want to complain and bitch and moan and say that you're oppressed, then why am I not oppressed? I have the same. The only if a racist white person saw me and saw a FBA, they would think I'm just another dirty nigger. Doesn't matter.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just it's funny because then I get it from both sides. Because then white people do the same thing where I'm like, you don't think like as a mixed kid growing up in the South that I was aware that this whole like thing of white people are whatever are like our white identity is the greatest thing. You don't think that I'm not astute enough to realize that didn't include me because I'm mixed? That white supremacists don't like me either?
Yeah, they might actually hate you more.
And honestly, I don't give a fuck. I really don't.
But
it doesn't bother me.
But again, this guy has to return to the Father and
maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Forgive his mother.
My father taught me not to be emotional.
Yeah, it's a lot.
He's Jamaican. He was fucking emotionally
He let
vapid.
a little white girl get him to scream on TV and look like a lunatic.
And talk about how she's harming him.
And this is an intellectual.
It's bitch shit. That's what it is.
He's supposed to be one of the smart Negroes.
Yeah, right?
But hey, Well,
let's finish it.
Person and say, please use a Jewish slur in front of this Jewish. It's ridiculous. I understand you don't have any bad intent, Pierce. I understand what you're trying to do. But we already know she's racist. And I don't want to invite a racial harm to me.
I hear you, and I accept that.
You noticed at the point when he made the point about the Jews, that's when Myron was like, okay, I kind of agree with him now. But is that might be a good point? That would Pierce do that?
Probably not.
I don't know. I can't say that.
I don't know. It remains to be seen because he hasn't done it. I think he should.
Maybe he has, and we just don't know about it. I don't know.
It would have made this really great if somebody on that panel said nigger, whether that was Myron or the white girl, if one of them had just said it.
I wish
that'd have been gold.
You know how hard. Look at that girl's face. The second one to the right.
Yeah.
She's so badly wants to say it.
She does.
I think Pierce kind of wants to say it.
That's how she got famous, because she said it.
Now, I will be fair and say this: that if, like, for instance, there was the Rabbi Shmuley was there and Pierce did the same thing, but with an anti-Semitic remark, I think he would go off the same way.
Yeah, Rabbi
as Mark
Shmuley would go
Lamont.
off. Yeah, because it's the same mentality.
However, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving him too much credit, but I don't know if, like, for instance, a Ben Shapiro would go off that way.
I think Ben would.
You think?
Yeah, 100%.
That way?
Yeah.
Like that angry?
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah, he's Israel first for sure.
I don't know.
You seen his content lately?
Well, he's very pro-Israel.
Yeah,
but who doesn't expect that?
But that's why I'm saying I think he would react the same way.
Do you think
maybe not to that level of anger, but I think he would see his face would get red.
All right, maybe, but that's the point. Do you think he would bug out like that?
Probably not.
He would at least keep his composure. I think he would talk. That's where he would start talking fast.
Yeah. That's how he'd start talking fast. No, I think only black people are capable of this sort of emotional attachment to a word. I think only they are, in terms of like outbursts, right? Because Jewish people have emotional attachment to words too, but the outwardly burst of potential violence isn't really there with them.
Well, and then you got to add in the thing of black people. The word nigger or nigga is very prevalent in the black community. Jews don't walk around calling each other, "Hey, my kike."
Nope.
You know what I mean? So it's like they've made it clear that they don't like the word. Now, I'm not saying that they're exempt from hearing the word or being called the word. Free speech is free speech.
But they've made it clear that that's not a word that they appreciate, and they don't raise it up in their culture.
Yeah. That's where you have to be fair to the thing of, like, where he's bugging out about it, I don't believe it whatsoever. If a Jew bugs out about it, I can go, okay, I could believe that you're actually angry.
Okay, I see what you
I don't actually believe he's angry. He's more just trying to show out for his black coalition.
Yeah, he says nigga every day. If it really affected him, he wouldn't say it.
He wouldn't even say it. Maybe he is one of those guys, though. There are some black people who don't like the word.
I respect it.
But there's a part of me that goes, but I still believe when you're around your boys.
Nah, there are
You're
some
going,
black people
"Hey,
that
nigga,
don't
what's
say
up,
it.
nigga?"
There are some black people there. It's mostly the older ones, but there are some young black people that don't say it either.
But usually they use it, but in a derogatory term, like way.
Like when they get angry.
These niggas always be out here rob. Like they use it in a, like the way I use it.
Disparaging way.
Yeah. I'm like an old black man.
That's all we really are. We're just old black men on the podcast.
Old black men.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real quick, let's just look at his response on Joe Budden, and we'll get out of here.
Also, Mark Lamont Hill thinks men can be women. I just want to put that out there.
Yeah, he can't answer that, can he?
Nah.
He's gay. Speaking of which, Aussie Lisa said, Chris, your documentary on the fag infiltration was great.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite videos. Do you have that on the backup?
I don't know. I may have to re-release it, but I think it's taking off on Rumble because I've gotten a few.
No shit.
Yeah, I gotten a few like messages from people who like I had a few messages from people who like want me to help them take down pedophiles, and I'm like I have to look into it before
Interesting.
Yeah, because I don't, I'm down for taking down a pedophile, but I don't want somebody to just come up to me and say somebody's a pedophile and without research.
Absolutely.
But I mean, I appreciate it though. Thank you guys.
Thanks for the opportunity.
And thanks for thinking of me to be that person. Maybe, who knows? All right, let's why is there pictures of flat Earth?
Because I believe Mark is also a flat earther.
Of course he is. And I bet you Joe Biden is too. Is he?
I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really been listening to them, so
okay. We know Candace is getting there.
Candace is a fucking crackpot. I don't know what the fuck happened to her.
She's a broad. That's what happened. All right, let's play it. This is him explaining now his bug out moment.
Let's do it.
But you're not saying it is.
Exactly. Hey, look, you said without
you believe in gravity. Like if I jump up in it, it's gonna come down, right? Mm-hmm. If I came in and said I'm open to the fact that
Sorry, that's why it's flat Earth. It's the wrong video.
Oh,
so he does believe in flat Earth, huh?
You saw where that was going, right?
What an idiot. Why are these videos so fucking hard to find?
It's just one of those days.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, huh?
Yeah, buy us a coffee. We need the donations. Give us your grit money.
Grits.
Gifts. No luck, huh?
Maybe we'll just listen to him talk about flat Earth.
Let me see if I can find it.
There's no way. Maybe he's just that irrelevant.
Damn.
It's only Black Twitter show. They don't give a fuck about Piers Morgan.
Nah.
Oh, here it is.
Okay.
This has to be it, right?
Yeah,
discussing the viral clip. Beautiful.
Space with someone who proudly says,
Make this full screen.
I think black people are niggers. I think this 5-year-old autistic kid is a nigger. I respect my right of free speech to be able to call y'all niggers, and I don't care what y'all think about it. There is not, for me, I'm not telling nobody else how to
Can I
move.
respond to you after you finish?
For me, there isn't a scenario you could create where that person has the opportunity.
Hold on. I think we got. Excuse me. I think we got soft, man. I watch Phil Donahue. I watch a lot of people from back in the days put different people to debate.
You're naming a white man,
huh? Excuse me.
You're naming a white man.
All right,
but you do that a lot where you compare
Oprah.
us to what white people do, and I'm not going to do that with you.
I don't give a. It's not about that. What I'm saying is that we got soft when it comes to content. You're always just trying to. Oh, don't put yourself in that position. When back in the day, society started like that. Niggas, people will put two people on the opposite side to have conversations. Malcolm X, you can talk about Malcolm X, you can talk about whomever. That happens. He didn't do nothing wrong. And it happens, and now...
Is Mark Lamont Hill there?
Yeah, he's there.
Okay. Because I'm tired of hearing these fucking fools. I want to hear...
Flip's right, though.
I want to hear MLH.
Bring it forward. Because I think Mark's sitting on the far left.
No, he's not even there.
He's not on the far left.
Yeah, he is. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. We weren't prepared for this.
Improv.
So as loud and dumb as I could be.
This is a Destiny stream.
Bunch of things,
Please no.
went through your head as to whether or not you should participate. Did it cross your mind that if I leave, then this panel, like there will be no proper representative of somebody who's intellectual, scholarly, and can articulate the points, the being on the right side of history.
Scholarly?
Being on the right side of history. Bro, I used to love Melissa Ford until I heard her talk, bro. Oh my God. This shit is so annoying, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, shut the fuck up. Like, yo.
You're right, yeah.
What are you talking about? Wait, let's
Just
have an
rambling.
Why don't we ever have an honest conversation about the word? If it's such a fucking problem, why do you use it all the time? Why is there thousands of songs in your phone that uses it all the time if it's really that big of a fucking deal? I'm tired of the crying. Get over it.
And I'm tired of like them using, like, it's college that does this, where they're using words like scholarly to
the fuck does
describe
that
like
mean?
trying to like it's like you sound like a fucking idiot.
Oh, because this guy has degrees. That means he knows what the fuck he's talking about.
Scholarly. Yeah.
Again, he thinks a fucking guy can be a girl. Obviously, he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Yeah, he has no credibility. You could have all the degrees you want,
And he
but
thinks the Earth is flat. Fuck out of here.
I saw yeah.
What the fuck?
I saw a stat that all or 65% of black women that have degrees work for the government. Like they're basically getting degrees just to be supplemented by the government. Because there's no real like market for them and their degrees.
Wow.
So it's like they're just going into the government. They're becoming shills.
Is that? Did you think
I
that
have thought that before.
if you weren't part of this conversation that it would just be
It would just be them.
yeah, exactly, and it would be derailed by the racist bitch.
You can't argue with fools. I have thought that before, and that's been the argument that a lot of us use to go to these places that we want to be. And I think sometimes we use it to let ourselves off the hook. Like, I can always convince myself that there's value in me being there, and for any of us, our presence is added value. But sometimes we don't want to legitimize those spaces with our presence.
Yeah.
There's a lot of factors, and everything y'all said is connected.
Sorry, that was one of the most arrogant statements I've ever fucking heard.
Again, it's all about me. I don't want to legitimize that space, but you were there.
Could you imagine you telling somebody, my presence, you saying that to me, my presence legitimizes you?
It legitimizes this podcast.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That would be one of those things, if you said it, I would be like, I would just look at you. Like, Skrill, like, you know I appreciate your contributions and you help build this show. Like, are you insecure? Like, what's wrong? Try to cut the mics off and we can talk?
We can talk about this, man. We don't have to be like this.
You know, I love you, bro. I'm here for you. Are you crazy?
Yeah, listen, that was wild. That was wild. As if it's not the Pierce Morgan fucking show. Like, what are we talking about?
Mark Lamont Hill legitimizes Pierce Morgan's show when I couldn't even find the fucking clips for 15 minutes. Fuck you. I don't even like Pierce Morgan half of the time.
I know, but you can't fucking act like you're bigger fish in the pond, bro, when you're not, bro. You didn't bring anything to that show. All you did was show the fragility of black men. That's what you did. You went on there and you acted like a soft, indignant little bitch.
And you had a temper tantrum. And now you're sitting here leaning back trying to explain how it was intellectual.
Well, I just had to show up because of, if I wasn't there, then obviously the black representation wouldn't be there.
And obviously the show's not legitimate without me.
It's not legitimate without me, of course. Yeah. It's just a bunch of racist fools.
They call me the Michael Jordan of Pierce Morgan's show. I make him matter.
I'm the GOAT.
The GOAT. I'm the GOAT of panels.
Oh, shit. I'm the panel GOAT.
He really is sitting there like he just won the championship. And he's fielding questions.
Yeah.
There is the content thing. When I go on Pierce, 3 or 4 million people see it. Those 3 or 4 million people then often come to my YouTube channel. They then watch the stuff that I have to say.
And that is how the game is typically played.
Oh, so then he knows.
He also lets me cut down the clips and put it in reposition. So I get paid from doing it. I mean, there is an angle to it, both politically and financially, that I don't want to be dishonest about. But then the other part,
we gotta stop there real quick. That's a really good deal Pierce is giving out.
Hey,
you come on my show, you get to share the clips on your own fucking platform.
Monetization, yeah, it's not
and
bad.
I'm not even gonna bother you about it.
It's not bad.
That's why he gets the good guests.
Good man.
Yeah, starting to win me over, that fucking limey Brit.
That fucking wanker.
That gun scared fag.
part of it for me is I do see myself as an educator. And I do think that intervening in those spaces and having a conversation that people otherwise won't hear does matter. But there has to be a line. For me, Candace is like that line. Right? Candace is as extreme as I want to have a debate with.
Same.
Yeah.
By the way.
And Myron Gates, I didn't quite, I know he's a provocateur, but I didn't quite understand just how ridiculous he was until I watched it. The white woman, I didn't know who she was. And Pierce, from what he told me afterward, didn't know that she was a white supremacist. Now,
I'm curious as to how
was she a white supremacist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's outspoken about it. She's one of those gypsies. She's like a gypsy.
Okay, gotcha.
even got on the show. Like,
Which, by the way, even white women, you're not involved in the supremacy part of that. You're still a broad.
Yo, Chris said you can't even be racist as a woman. Nigga, know your place.
You can't. Shut up.
That's your husband's job.
Exactly. You're supposed to be you're supposed to be the balance.
Oh man, you're the greatest, bro. You're the greatest. That's hilarious.
Because all you got to do in this content world
Goat.
is just say that kid deserved it.
But who do they?
And if you say that loud enough on TikTok, somebody will book you and give you a bigger platform because some people believe in content or everything. I think she believes it, but I think she's just loud. She's not anybody of substance, right? So she jumps up and does that. And so when Pierce said, do you use the N-word? Everybody thought she was going to say no. Because I've been on TV for 20 years and no one's ever said yes. Even people I know who use it. And she was like, yeah. Wait, you use it at home? Yes, I do. Yeah, so
it took him by surprise. I didn't see the whole thing, but it took him by surprise because he kept being like, so you think you're a disgusting, deplorable individual? And she was like, no,
okay, right.
Whatever, nigga.
So
that's how she was looking at it.
Right. And that's the moment where I was like, where the fuck am I? That's the moment where I was like, I'm on the
you're in America. What the fuck is...
You're in the middle of what they're starting to discover is called black fatigue. Where it's like, we don't give a shit.
You're in the
Be mad.
You're in the eye of the storm, buddy. Yeah. Then when it gets past that point, now you're really about to see some prejudice shit go on because white people are fed up with the shit for sure.
Yeah. I feel that.
That's so crazy.
I'm on here with a woman from TikTok who calls niggas at home.
That actually kind of, and we could stop it there because I don't know if he's gonna go any further, but she already admitted to saying the word and she says it publicly.
Yeah.
So like, you're not in the room. It's not like you can do something about it if that's the black coalition's fucking argument.
Which is why I wish she just would have just fucking ripped the hardest ER right there. Because I would love to have seen his real. What is he gonna do? Beat up the laptop?
Right.
What the fuck?
But that also shows you that she bitched out on it too.
Yes.
Yeah.
She didn't stand firm. I believe if that was a dude, he would have said it.
Absolutely.
He would have said that.
Gypsy Crusader?
Oh my God. Gypsy Crusader would have fucked him up.
Yeah.
I don't even like the guy. But
I don't either, yeah.
But when you talk about lines and you talk about having conversations, Mark, that's nothing yet, man. There are white people out there that really don't like us because we don't fix our own problems. That's what it comes down to. We see the shit, we champion the shit, we don't call it out, but every little thing that a white person does is put under a microscope, and they're done with it.
Yeah, and it's the double standards. It's the fact that black people pretend that they're not racist and that everybody else around them is racist. I was having an argument with with somebody about the security thing, and he's like, "Yeah, but I'm like, profiling is real, and but you question your own fucking biases. That's how you go about the thing, right?" And it's like, I think you're under the impression that you're the only people who even question your own biases, which I don't even believe you do that.
Right.
So practice what the fuck you preach before you preach it to me.
Absolutely.
And I think that's a part of it too. Like I'm tired of hearing people who don't lead by the example. Like Mark Lamont Hill pretends like that's how black people go about life. Right. In every little situation or confrontation they get in, it's because they're black. It's not their attitude or the way they go about just common conversation.
Yes, because they're black.
Because they're black. It's just, I think it's so stupid. It's myopic.
It's empty.
It's empty. Yeah.
Yeah.
No substance. I think it just doesn't connect to people anymore.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah. And I will say this before we move on. I think that Mark is an example of an extreme. And I also think that there are several black people that are waking up to what it really is in this country. And I believe that when it gets to the point where more black people are of the mindset of us, then we'll start seeing some real change in the community. But until then, until people still with the mindset of him that gets triggered by a word, but not triggered at the amount of abortions, 20 million black kids killed within the last 10 years, not mad at the 500 bodies dropped in Chicago alone, not mad at the fucking drugs being peddled by our own people the music that's being forced down our kids' throat. Not mad at any of that, but a little white girl saying the N-word, oh yeah, that's harm.
Well, I wish this is where I think both sides need to come over to option C.
Option C
is that's why I believe it's very important for even in public to differentiate the difference between black people and niggas.
Yes.
Because once you do that one little thing, it makes everything way more palatable. Where even Mark Lamont, because I've done it with a lot of these woke people where I explain to them, when I'm saying the word, I'm talking about a specific sect of black people. And then when I explain the black people, they go, yeah, they do exist. Like, they can't deny that fucking gangbangers in the hood exist. You know what I mean? They can make their excuses for why they're there.
They're going to talk about the circumstances, but you got to acknowledge the existence.
Right. And then it's, again, I just repeat my point. It's way more racist to say black people when you're actually talking about a specific sect of black people. And we have a name for them because they've named themselves it.
And that's the niggas.
It's niggas.
Yep.
And we can already go, okay, that's it right there. They've identified the problem. Boom.
Pretty easily profiled too.
Easily.
So,
yeah.
Hey.
So I mean, I don't know what you do. I think it's just you gotta start. Black people, I wish would. That's my point. I wish white people would make it a little more clear when they're using the word, if that's what they're talking about.
Right.
If it's and I think it is because they'll only really use it when they're sharing some bad behavior, and it's like robbing or stealing from a Foot Locker or
the ones, especially and they like to say it's not an excuse to say that if a white person says, "Oh, I have black friends," that's not an excuse to why they're not racist. No, that's actually a pretty good excuse. A racist or actual racist who despises somebody for the color of their skin would not be a friend to that person. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think there's definitely a conversation to be had, but black people don't want to listen. Like they're not willing to even sit down and have the conversation because they're too triggered by the word.
Well, it's like this. When Mark Lamont Hill had the word was, Piers Morgan was saying, say the word. He goes, I'm not going to let you say the word when I'm the only nigga on the panel.
Oh, that's the other point.
And it's like, so.
And then he turned around and disparaged Myron by calling him a racial epithet.
Yeah. But my point is, are you now looping your Mark Lamont Hill, the fucking, the esteemed fucking degree having scholarly young black man?
You just reduce yourself to a nigga.
You're calling yourself a nigga. You're saying you and fucking Boosie Badass are the same. That means you're a racist. That's your own projection. I could see that you're not the same.
That's a good point.
I would have a conversation with Mark Lamont Hill. I don't know if I'd do the same with Boosie.
I'd have a conversation with Boosie.
Maybe. Not about this.
Nah, definitely not.
It's not going to be productive.
Yeah.
Not going to be productive with him either. But
how much pussy you got in your phone, Boosie?
I don't know if I'd like to get into that.
It's a lot of pussy.
I got hoes at the house sucking dick right now.
Right now.
I ain't even there. What?
What does that mean?
I'm just saying there's a difference.
I know.
So like for them to go like, oh, well, we're all looped in here. It's like, well, I would like that white woman to say, well, no, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the criminals. I'm talking about the gangbangers.
That's a good point.
That's where we would go, okay, then I think even Mark Lamont Hill, not him, but some of the woke people or his coalition would even kind of go, I kind of see where the white woman's coming from.
You might be giving them a little bit too much grace. I think there's nothing that white people, for people that like him, there's nothing white people can say short of, I'm sorry, that they're going to even listen to.
Maybe you're right, but I've seen where black people, maybe not in public, I guess, because there is.
I think one-on-one conversations, not broadcasted, I definitely see that.
And that's why part of him went off, because it was in public.
Yeah,
and
you got to showboat. Yeah.
He's even admitting it. I couldn't leave because I would be the only black representation there that left. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, but that's another thing. Black people have two political or worldviews. The worldview when they're around white people, and then the worldview when they're around black people. And they were talking one-on-ones.
Yes.
If there's black people in the room, you're not going to get the same honesty out of a black person. Well, 9 times out of 10. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think we leave it there.
We'll leave it there.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yes, sir.
We do thank everybody.
Guys, thank you.
We don't have a crazy amount here. Let's just go through it real quick.
Yeah.
Misfit Ramdale.
Tombo Chio.
Lisa Marie.
Aussie Lisa.
Peter Ortiz.
Brian Rumbelow.
By the way, shout outs to Peter Ortiz and Lisa Marie. Both been sharing us a lot of stuff.
We got to make them moderators,
moderators on here. Jake Hudson, R.I.P. Sabu.
Sabu.
Yes,
we did talk about Sabu. R.I.P. Sabu.
Maybe because we're gonna do a show coming up, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do a show. Yeah,
I wanted to show you some Sabu clips because he's
later
one of
this week.
those human highlight reel, is what they used to call him.
Got you.
So
we'll honor Sabu later this week.
Yes, we always honor the fallen wrestlers.
The fallen wrestlers, yeah.
Tom Bochillo. I think that's everybody there.
Brian
Brumbelow?
Yeah, I said Brian. And then I'll shout her out. Helen or Helene, whoever you are.
Gross.
After I called you out, you disappeared, but that's cool. That's what you lefties do.
Shout out to Helene Gross. That's a hot name.
I guarantee. I guarantee she's Huff.
She's what?
She's Huff.
Huff?
Huff.
What does that mean?
It's It's Huff.
Oh, okay.
She's Huff.
She's a hoss.
Sure.
What you're saying? Big hoss.
Yeah. Cankles.
Cankles. They are baking bread in her shoe. A little muffin top on her.
A bunch of love handles, couple of them.
That's one of those like self-deprecating when a woman tries to be self-deprecating, but you're like, ew, it doesn't work for you. Fucking do something to fix it.
Yeah, get that shit tight. What the fuck are you doing?
You think funny's gonna get you out of this?
It's not.
You're not a dude.
Only we get away with that. Get into your pants, making you laugh. You think we're stupid?
You think fucking Rosie O'Donnell's getting dick for her jokes? I think Roseanne was maybe.
Whoa.
She was getting it. She wasn't getting dick until she got money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was getting she was paying for that shit.
Of course you go find some fucking bums. Some Lester the Pimps.
How much would you have to get paid? How much would you have to get paid to fuck Rosie O'Donnell? Prime Rosie O'Donnell. I'm not gonna make you talk about like today. Prime Rosie O'Donnell.
When was she ever prime? When she played Betty Rubble? Hey, when she played Betty Rubble.
When she played Betty Rubble. Maybe that's not really a good example. Not Betty Rubble.
That's back when we thought she was straight, though.
Yeah. I'm talking gay as fuck, Roseanne.
Wait, Roseanne?
I mean, no.
Rosie?
Rosie O'Donnell, yeah.
Well, the Betty Rubble thing, back then, she would have to be dressed as Betty Rubble. There would have to be like a fetish thing to it. And she'd have to do the little laugh as I slapped her on the forehead with my fucking balls. Like it'd have to be nasty.
Yo, that's so crazy. Yo, just show up in the Betty Rubble fit. Yeah. And you can leave it that shit too.
Exactly. Do the voice and everything.
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a hard one. Like a 50-year-old fucking prime muff diving days.
How much? You can put a price on that?
That's a hard one.
Put a price on freedom.
Price on dignity. I don't think that's I don't know.
Some things you don't do for money.
You'd have to throw an offer where I would have to throw me an offer.
I'm about to test your morals. 80 million.
That's not fair.
Listen, you're not doing anything gay. You're just fucking some chick.
You didn't say how long either.
Oh, I'm talking. Hey, we're talking
full on
horsepower. Fucking what is that shit that can be selling? That pink shit. I think you call it horsepower. What is that? Honey pack. 5 hours. Blue Chew. All type of shit. You gotta give her 2 rounds of the ground and pound, and you gotta eat that shit.
And to make it even worse, you gotta go missionary for at least 15 minutes.
Yes, and you're a feet guy, so you gotta get them toes too. Can't leave that alone.
Honestly, there's nothing there that I can like latch onto. You know, you might find a girl who's like, she's all right. So you go like, all right, she's got a big ass. That's all it is.
There's
now.
something.
It's all ass with her. It's always doggy style with her. You know what I mean? I can't do that with Rosie. There's nothing there for me.
All right,
no fetish.
15 minutes missionary. Straight eye contact. 80 million.
Straight eye contact. With 30% of it is kissing.
You're making it worse for you.
No, you're in this too.
Hell no. I'm not.
All right, let's make it racial. You got to do Whoopi.
A Whoopi?
Yeah.
Man, I'm knocking Whoopi off. I might knock Whoopi off for 10 mil.
But then what would be her prime? Sister Act?
Yeah.
When she was
or
when she
Ghost.
was a whore? I don't remember Ghost.
You don't remember Ghost?
Made in America? She was fucking Ted Danson.
Hey, listen. Shit. Yeah. Today's Whoopi, that'd be a little bit harder, but
That's what we're talking about, though.
oh, today's Whoopi?
Same standards, but Whoopi.
Yeah, I'd knock that shit off.
But you also, as you're doing missionary, you have to pet her gray dreadlocks.
Fuck! I can't do it. Holy shit. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was hard. That was a good way to end it.
Yeah, that was a weird way to end it, but we'll take it.
I think we were better off ending it with the sounds of people dying in a fire.
We forgot all about that.
We'll do that next
instead
week.
we just died in a fire.
Now we can't even look at each other.
Oh, fuck. Oh, okay. All right.
All right. Yeah, let's get out of here. Do you have anything to promote?
Hey,
Skrill?
man, follow me on Twitch, SkrillKill, SkrillKill. You already know your boy gonna be streaming whenever I get a chance, so follow me there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Follow me on X at Crishaun the Don. Buy us a coffee.
Yes.
If you haven't yet. That's at Misfit Nation. Buy us a coffee. Buy me a coffee. Podbean, misfitnation.podbean.com. If you want just the audio version. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are moving to Rumble. You know what? Friday, we're going to come up with a date. By
Okay.
Friday.
By Friday.
And we'll give it to the people so that you guys know exactly when. Because we're just promoting a random encounter.
Okay, let's do it. Friday,
we'll have a date for you guys of when we're actually moving to Rumble. And just go follow us on Rumble right now at the Misfit Nation and the user page. Follow both at the Misfit Nation.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Yes. All right. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Let's go.
Peace. Fuck off.